market or not, I got a whole vest on in this picture.
But it's classified when you ask them. That's some shit.
There's no such as a classified MOS in the military. Maybe the job that you're doing currently may be classified, but or whatever mission you're on may be classified, but your damn MOS ain't classified.
Yeah, we didn't ask about your mission.
Stupid. Well, anyway, that was an interesting conversation.
It was funny that happened as you had paused the clip to talk about somebody playing about him playing on his tots. That somebody come playing on yours. The irony in that was so funny to me.
I'm about to tell myself Girl Scout cookies. I'm a troop leader. Yeah, y'all know I love big cookie nice. Oh, child.
I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Okay, let me see what's else is going on in the news, y'all. Well, we talked about the Venezuelans describing the bullshit they went through. Let's see. And we are setting up food centers. Well, they said we're setting up food centers because of the. In Gaza. This article says President Donald Trump said Monday that there is real starvation in Gaza, working with Israel as U.S. allies face intense pressure to lift restrictions on aid with hunger spreading in the besieged enclave. His comments came amid mounting global outrage over rising deaths from malnutrition under Israel's military offensive in its territory. Speaking in Scotland, Trump said that the U.S. would set up food centers in Gaza as gifts to get the kids fed. He disagreed with Israel's Prime Minister Levy's assessment that there is no starvation in Gaza. Trump said that he has seen images of Palestinians on TV and that those children look hungry. He later added that these scenes were real starvation and that you can't fake it. The partial easing of restrictions under a new round of tactical pauses has done little to quell fears of the spiraling hunger crisis. This is progress, but vast amounts of aid are needed to stave off famine and this health crisis. So there is the clip.
That's better, man.
As other nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation is ready. It's a humanitarian crisis. Right. It's an absolute catastrophe. Nobody wants to see that. I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screens. So we've got to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that. And also to just get more and more aid in again. America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries have done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in, but this is a desperate situation.
Are you going to think Israel has done all it can to these casualties?
Well, I think nobody's done anything great over there. The whole place is a mess. It'll get straightened out, but it's a mess. They have to get food and food and safety right now.
That's it. Yeah, when he was talking, he said, "You're doing great as the lead." And he was like, you know how he has his eyes halfway closed and he's always shaking his head up and down? Like, yeah, he's running this shit. But Trump is running these niggas crazy, for real. They be kissing me, like.
Now, what country is that? He's in the UK?
He's in Scotland.
He was in Scotland. Yeah, I saw a lot of news with, like, there's a private girls' school that shut down just for his visit. I don't know if it was a fuck you or or if they seriously were concerned about safety, but they said they shut it down for safety concerns just because of his arrival.
A lot of people don't like it. I think that was a good point.
And in regards to the aid, I've been seeing most recently breaking news that the aid trucks were arriving empty, simply arriving empty to Gaza. So it's like they're very desperate for food, and they're not announcing that. So yeah.
So they're arriving empty into Gaza?
Because they're basically what's the word, like seizing all the aid before it even enters the, and they're celebrating it too. There's footage of them, blocking the aid trucks, wiping them clean, and then letting the aid trucks go in with whatever's left, but there's nothing left on it. That's why it's insane. It's out of control. It needs to stop.
Let me look that up, because I haven't heard that.
I'm sorry, I stepped there for a moment. Did Donald Trump address the Palestinian situation? Is that how we got here?
Yeah, he kind of, he did.
In a very passive aggressive way, Dr. A.G. He said, oh yeah, they look kind of hungry. While the UK is playing good cop, and then adds, oh no, it's a big crisis, but nobody's discussing Israel. They're all beating around the bush with the idea of, and it is specifically Bibi. They're all protecting Bibi.
I didn't think he just said, "Oh, they look hungry." I didn't get that feeling, and I'm not a fan of him. It didn't feel like he was just saying, "Oh." It did sound like he thought it needed to be prioritized, and something should be done about that. That is what I got from it. I didn't get a. Now it wasn't direct saying, making accusations against Bibi, and that I agree with as well. But it didn't feel like it was like, oh yeah, there's just a couple of hungry kids. That's not what I got when I listened to it. I can't say, like, it's a feeling we're kind of talking about, so I'm not going to argue that your feeling may be different about that, but I wanted to just be sure that I should
play it again, but I heard him very clearly. He said nothing else, nothing more besides they look hungry. And starvation is, hungry would be an understatement. When you're seeing their bones.
Yeah, I'm happy if Patty wants to put it again, because I didn't hear that one. I definitely heard him say aid needs to get there. That's really important. I just didn't hear that, and I could have been listening with some type of pro-Trump bias.
I agree with you about the UK or the Scotland representative. I definitely agree with you there, but not with again, it was good cop, bad cop, because they're just deflecting from the root, the root of the issue.
Miss Cleo, I think CEO did a Jedi mind trick, and he might have turned you into a MAGA, Miss Cleo.
Oh, hell no. That did not happen. The most I was saying is I didn't think he just belittled it. I just didn't. I don't know.
No, I was.
Yeah, I know. I thought it kind of made my stomach hurt.
Yeah. CEO could never do that to Miss Cleo. Hell no, don't do that to her. But I would agree though that he tries to condition people to just accept the rhetoric, because he's been conditioned to accept the rhetoric, whether it's, unbeknownst to him or not, he does become a little too complacent when the whole subtext of whatever he's saying, Trump, whatever he's saying, the subtext is relax. Oh, they look a little hungry. He didn't say little, but he did say, oh, they look hungry. It did sound like he was belittling the situation.
Yeah, I'm happy to listen to it again. Maybe I'll even do it on my own. I just didn't hear it that way. I did hear, yeah. I don't think he made a big deal out of it either, but I just didn't. It didn't feel belittled for me. But
right.
Part of Clubhouse is, the space to agree to disagree. So I'm also okay with that.
Fair. The Netherlands has declared Israel as a security threat, which they've never done in their history, and that's very telling, if you ask me, of the global climate, geopolitical climate.
What just happened? The Netherlands what?
Has declared Israel a security threat, a national security threat.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I found the clip. Fuck. Okay, so let me go back in the music mode. I found it. It sounded sincere to me. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, based on television, I would say not particularly, because those children look very hungry, but we're giving a lot of money and a lot of food, and other nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation is, right? It's a humanitarian crisis. Right. It's an absolute catastrophe. But nobody wants to see that. And I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screen. So we've got to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that. And also to just get more and more aid in. And again, America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries have done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in. But this is a desperate situation.
So you think Israel has done all it can do to avoid the casualties of that?
Well, I think nobody's done anything great over there. The whole place is a mess. It'll get straightened out, but it's a mess. They have to get food and food and safety right now.
So it doesn't sound sincere to you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I was like, I hear it again. It still sounds very not belittling.
If you
Right.
back it up right before he says, "Oh, thank you, Mr. President," it's like before all that, he starts the conversation because the reporter asked Trump first, and then the UK. I keep forgetting if it's Scotland or the UK representative.
That was part of the UK.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so he was doing damage control, like the fixer. Yeah, it is a crisis, and he's like stressing the importance, like, hey, don't just like breeze over this, dude.
Water, he did say the comment about the hunger. He said, yes, I realize the people, they're pretty hungry, but we're trying to get the aid in. And that's when the Scottish guy came in. Mm. So he did mention the hunger. I think it's all how we hear things. It's all filtered through what our perception is. So you're going to amplify that because you feel a certain way about it.
It's not because I feel. It's because I've been seeing the footage daily.
Well, you know what I mean? When I say you feel, I don't mean it in a dismissive way. Let me rephrase. You have a particular disposition toward the Gaza crisis. So when you hear it, the intensity of what you're hearing might be inflected by that. That's all I'm saying.
Because even his initial thing was, they looked pretty hungry to me. It was almost somebody was actually trying to make it sound like it wasn't. He's like, well, they look hungry to me. Like, to me, it felt like, this was not.
It's genocidal starvation. It's past hunger. I get hungry throughout the day. You get hungry we get hungry throughout the day. I think we need to distinguish the difference between starvation and hunger. And that's what was so dismissive, belittling, and just egregiously offensive.
I feel like, I hear you, but I feel like that's, as much as I think he talks ridiculous all the time, I really do. Could he have used starvation? Yeah, I don't disagree on that. But I don't think the intent of him using hungry was to minimize what was going on. I think everything in the message sounded like he thought there was a problem. And not only thought there was a problem, didn't think anybody was doing enough. So I don't know. I hear you, but to me, that clip doesn't support that narrative. I'm not saying there aren't other ones. that you could, highlight to do.
And my supporting claim to that is that they didn't mention Bibi Netanyahu, and they just wanted to kind of, it seemed like, buy Bibi more time. Oh yeah, they're hungry. Yeah, we are getting aid to them because they're hungry.
But that's not what
Well,
he's.
what are you expecting? Yeah, what are you expecting in that moment for him to come out and just completely put Netanyahu in the
I
grinder?
tried to make a segue. I tried.
We can't go around it. We gotta go through it, y'all. It is what it is. But
That's
yeah, that is what I expect, CEO, in 2025. That is what I expect.
What? Just tell me what U.S. president has done that.
But I mean,
I guess you're right.
I think the greater point, though, Water, to CEO's point too. I think the greater point is, there's a way that diplomacy works. If you want an all-out fight with somebody, right? Then you start at level 8, and then you go to level 10. Name calling people out directly in public for their behavior. Like, that's a way to escalate a person's behavior, especially if you're dealing with someone who is, in Bibi Netanyahu's case, who is battling in many ways his public perception, right? Like, he don't want to go to jail. He know them people about to get him. So you don't want to exacerbate, sort of like the rest of the
excuse me, man.
I think you're not going to interrupt me, sir, because I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go on mute. Thanks. So there's a way in which the diplomacy has to work, and you can escalate within diplomatic, right? Within the diplomatic process, you can escalate, but to go on TV and to call him out in whatever way you're talking about without having that as a direct conversation with him, I think it's inappropriate. Now, if they've talked about this stuff to a certain level, great. And I get what you're saying, but that's not our president's job. Our president needs to go to the international agencies and say, look, y'all need to be doing this, do that, let's get together. Like, you just don't do that. And I get what you're saying, but I just think that that's just not where we are. And I get what you're saying, what you're not saying, but what's clear that there's an issue with the U.S. sort of protective, or the sort of protective thing that they put around Israel when it comes to things like this. I get that. But I don't know. I just think not exacerbating the situation is an issue.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I'm not trying to exasperate. And I specifically agree with being diplomatic and using diplomacy with this matter, even if it is emotional, and to not bring emotion into it like a journalist. So whatever has to be done or said has to be done or said.
Okay. Go ahead, Trippy. You want to say something? Triple.
I just needed you guys to pray for me.
Okay, what are we praying for, love?
Okay, so someone was trying to put some voodoo spirits on me, and I just need y'all to keep them away from me.
Okay, we got you.
You motherfucker got voodoo spirits.
What the hell y'all got going on in here this morning?
So Dr. AG, will you commit to not using voodoo anymore?
Well, fuck you too, CEO.
Hey, don't talk about the CEO like that.
DC, I would say there's some things, people, maybe it's my neuroprocessing, but there's just some things I don't joke about. Yeah.
But do you think I'm joking? I'm not joking. I'm dead serious.
I wasn't referring to you, sir. Notice I said CEO. So that means I was directly responding to
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I got it. That's okay. We gotta just make things clear. And I'm gonna pray for you, but
And hi to everybody but the CEO, because fuck him.
I literally sent up a prayer.
Good morning to you.
The day of,
I hope you have a blessed day in Brooklyn.
the blessed day to the fuck you was hilarious.
Now, what's up, y'all? We're trying to talk about. I've been in and out, not really listening, but sound like y'all had something to talk about, so.
That's hilarious. You ain't paying no attention and want us to recap because you ain't listen to us. That's what you just did. You just said, hey, y'all ain't really matter in my life earlier. Now I want to come in and have you tell me what you were doing when I didn't care about y'all.
We were talking about how people randomly call like people out.
We listened to the Trump and the Scottish guy chit chat. We listened to that. My patience is just. I thought I was a patient person. Then I come on Clubhouse and somebody asks for a recap. I start actually recapping, and we got a person just coming off the mic for no damn reason. Shut up.
Do y'all not feel the same way I feel
Thumbs
though?
up. Anyways,
Man, fuck you
so
too.
we were
Fuck you in something, bitch.
not interested in that. Sorry, I don't want to fuck you.
Who said that? Oh, okay, he's gone. Okay.
He's a
Thank
kid. I went to his pictures. He got like his little Snapchat photo of him and his homeboys making gang signs, and they look like they're 15 or 16. So like, I was a little kid.
I still pray for him though.
Yeah.
I prayed for. I said the prayer up right away.
Yeah, no weapon being formed against my man.
If you go
One of the- a couple of-
kid,
Y'all better than me, because I don't be praying for people like that, but whatever.
Well, I prayed before he went off the rails, and I figured my prayer for him to be protected ain't gonna do me no harm.
We gotta pray for each other.
We know you.
Well, I ain't got to do nothing.
How was your blessing, y'all?
What you said?
I said,
I don't pray for nobody.
yeah, I just said we know you ain't praying for
Nah, I'm a heathen.
you're not a kid.
I pray for myself to not hurt nobody. That's what I pray for.
Actually, that's praying for a lot of people then.
That was
How was everyone's weekend? What you said? How was everyone's weekend?
It was lovely. Thank you for asking, man. I feel recharged. Yep.
Are you gonna make sense this week? Because that's what we praying for today.
Are you on Clubhouse? You a
You are very ambitious. Yeah, she is very ambitious.
I was like, yo, she must be signed in for acting what I signed into.
I mean, one day wanted to make something. Ain't no time we're praying for it.
Maybe my diet. Maybe
It makes sense sometimes.
He makes
Thank you.
so much fun.
I make more sense when I'm really well fed, and then I make some angry sense when I.
That's why you so angry about being hungry. You be hungry a lot. Oh, I understand. I get it.
When I say hungry, I'm talking about mushrooms. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
no, I don't know what you're saying at all. I don't like mushrooms, period.
When he's high, unfortunately, you like, I don't want him to be high, but when he's high,
Keep high.
Yeah, I'm
but
myself.
when he's not high
Damn.
or drugs, he just be all over the place.
Maybe you should microdose.
Yeah, it's just a micro. Exactly. I ain't high. I'm just functioning. Yeah.
No, you're not about your drugs, and it's crazy. You know, one of these guys I used to serve with, they got out. His ass was doing drugs for like 13 years, never got caught. We get random urinalysis, right? When he finally decided he wanted to go clean, his wife ended up leaving him. And his wife was the one that cried and complained. She's the one that came and talked to us about he was doing
What
this.
kind of drugs was he doing?
Girl, he was doing coke, drinking.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he'd be at work. You know, coke keeps you up. This motherfucker used to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting his slides together. I was like, damn, this motherfucker productive than a motherfucker. We sent his ass off to rehab. He comes back a couple months later. He's going to counseling. This goddamn officer couldn't do shit. He couldn't function. Like, he got lazy. It was just bad. It was just all around bad for the Army. It was bad in his house. His wife was like, when his wife was talking to me and my sergeant major at the time, she was like, sometimes I'd rather he had just stayed on drugs. Like, it's crazy.
You know, they say thank a veteran for their service. Stop that bullshit and start thanking the spouses of veterans, because they the ones holding it fucking down on the goddamn front line. They don't get enough.
I'll give you that. The spouses that are loyal.
Exactly, yeah. The true ones, yeah. The ride or die. But don't do that to veterans.
I was thinking that I was gonna keep my mouth closed. I know when I've been living abroad, you gotta find out if somebody's single or just single in the country they're in.
Yeah, they call it TUI. That's some bullshit.
Oh wow, that's a
It's not fair. I never thought that was fair, and those are real dreams. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, I never understood it, but it's hard to get want to change now, but us good weed smokers, we never did anything to society, nothing. We made it nothing. Yes, I'm never a big stretch as a weed smoker. I never met a, where have you in the news? Where has a weed smoker ever been in the news besides being called a weed? You can't even think of the time, can you see? That's what I'm saying.
Weed smokers do this shit. Look, I get mad. Lots of people on this app will smoke weed. Yeah, I just don't find the weed very strong. I don't think being a weed smoker means you would become a felon, but I definitely know felons who smoke a ton of weed. Like, legit.
Yeah, like being a felon and you smoke the weed is totally different. But the weed that caused the felony was whatever you were doing that was felonious to cause the felony. Or you might have got caught with weed, and that was.
Well, I mean, I like getting away with felonies because you can do anything you want as long as you're willing to do the time.
Why is he
Too early for that shit. Yeah.
It's never the right time, actually. It's too early, it's too late, it's not on time, ever.
This is wild. Holy shit.
What are you doing, Doug?
This is wild. Now you guys are not going to pay my money.
My sermon from yesterday from church, and I was thinking about Revelation. I'm doing good. Looking at the green side of grass, love and life. Thank you for asking.
What's your sermon about?
It was actually kind of fire and brimstone about how Jezebel was telling Christians that they could marry non-Christians and the calamity that happened and blah, blah, blah. And it would get really boring. It would get boring really quick.
Are you an evangelist or a Southern Baptist?
I'm a Southern Baptist that is an evangelist.
That makes sense.
You said Jezebel was talking about Christians.
I mean, which Jezebel are you referring to? Because there's two in the Bible.
Are both of them in the Old Testament, or is one in the New Testament?
One's in Revelation.
Okay.
That's the last book of the Bible. No, it was, she was telling,
I know this was a really important relationship to you. I just respected it.
and I feel tremendous guilt.
Fuck you. All this fucking sarcasm.
And I agree with
You don't deserve this sarcasm over how long
that you
how
have
fucking long they are.
It's pretty obvious.
Now you'll have to go to Dubai to make your.
Not only that, he's fucking wrong all the time. Like, you got all this sarcasm and you're wrong all the time.
So next time I'm in Dubai,
Hey,
you and me, cigars.
see? Next time, you're never in Dubai.
I've been through the airport once, so you will have to come to the airport or meet up with me probably. But.
Oh no, I'm going
It's
to
a
the
really
airport.
nice airport, though. The Dubai airport is really nice. Obviously, you know that.
Yes, the dog bollocks. It's great.
There's pumpkins inside.
New York might be, JFK might be the worst airport I've been through in America.
No, it's Miami.
Miami is really bad.
You sat in their lounge, okay? First class lounge, didn't even walk in the airport. What the hell are you talking
No,
about?
on the way in, on landing. They don't have
that
arrivals.
because they didn't greet you with a carry.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just saying the aesthetic.
Yeah.
The aesthetic of the lounge. I mean, the aesthetic of the airport is just like shit.
Yeah, LaGuardia, they're putting a bunch of money into, so it actually is a little bit nicer.
There you go.
But now you have to walk for fucking ever. So it's kind of, because that was the one good thing about LaGuardia, there were a bunch of gates where like you could get to the door 3 minutes from your gate, and now it's like fucking 15, 20 minutes, like, which JFK was always that same way.
Well, they kind of modeled it after London, where you walk.
That's really not true. You land in Heathrow's premier terminal, which is Terminal 5, and it's amazing compared to JFK.
Yeah, I appreciate landing there because I get my 45-minute walking exercise.
You get your 45-minute walk.
Walking exercise.
It's not true.
It's getting to some extent. LaGuardia has very little international stuff though, because they've got like a 2,500 mile limit or something.
Terminal 2, you're right about. Terminal 2 sucks in London. But Terminal 5 is great. Only problem is, only fucking British Airways flies there.
Brussels and Schiphol, you have to walk along.
Schiphol is also nice as well. But again, I'm not even talking about, it's just the aesthetic, you know? You land in JFK and it's like, wow, I've just landed in fucking Nigeria or something like that. Like, the fuck is this?
Brussels airport is a horrible layout. It sucks.
Schiphol is nice though.
It's nice.
Amsterdam.
It's big, but you have to walk a lot. Brussels
Yeah.
is the one that you have to walk so much.
Dude, you know what's a piece of shit is Heathrow. Everybody was like, Heathrow.
Heathrow is good.
No, it really depends on the terminal. Which terminal did you take?
I was in the fancy terminal at, you know, the British Airways first class lounge and everything, and like,
Five.
I still just felt like Heathrow was kind of grungy and old and.
Have you been through Terminal 5? If it was Terminal 5, it's the new
Yeah, with the shops, yeah. I mean, that part was nice.
No, there's every terminal has shops.
Well, this was like all the. Yeah, this was like this was like Hermes and Rolex and all that.
They got that in Terminal 2 as well.
I don't know which terminal I was in, to be honest. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, there's basically out of 5 terminals, 4 are shit.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bunch of guys who have never flown through LAX.
LAX is a shithole, also.
Yeah, it's also.
Most airports suck. Dubai is very nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Singapore is amazing.
Qatar
Yeah,
is
it's mostly the Asian ones that are.
Abu Dhabi's great. Anywhere with a good leader actually has a good airport.
A proper private terminal.
It's because they're all brand new, you know.
Go
Well,
on.
it's a fucking terminal. It's for not peasants.
We're all, see, Andrew's just not in all of us now. We're all fucking
Yeah,
peasants.
American airports are shitty because we built ours first, so they're old and, you know.
See, David knows. That's
The richest country on earth can't afford to rebuild an airport.
We have nice airports with brand new terminals and everything, but
I actually think Vegas has a decent airport sometimes, like compared to most.
Vegas is fine. It's a good, solid.
Miami's getting better.
DFW.
For the U.S., Vegas is very nice. It's not like anything like the fancy Asian.
Of course not.
Vegas, you know what's nice about the Vegas airport is it's the best run airport in America. You know, like I never have problems at Harry Reid. Never.
Is Abu Dhabi nice now, British? When I went through there,
It's not as nice as Dubai
there
or
are more cranes there than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, no, they're rebuilding it. They're actually rebuilding it. They're not rebuilding. They're building a second airport in Dubai as well, which is going to be great.
I believe Japanese have the best operational airport, Narita. They claim that they've never lost a single piece of luggage in 30 years. Ever.
I believe it.
Narita's nice, but it's older than a lot of the other. Like it's like nice and very clean and everything, but it's not brand new. It's
right.
It's super efficient.
I will say that if you're in the first class lounge, every airport is more or less the same.
No, all the American first class lounges are trash.
Not in Tanzania.
The American ones are pretty bad, actually. Yeah, that's true.
Come to Emirates first class lounge in Dubai. So
I was in the Qantas one at LAX. It was very nice, and then the British Airways one in Heathrow was very nice.
The new Capital One lounges are actually really nice. I don't even have the card to be able to get it.
They won't even give you the card.
You won't even get a Capital One card?
I have.
What is your credit score?
I paid for 2 different high-end.
You open up an Equifax and it just says always wrong.
All in on Bitcoin is what it said.
I'm not a big airport lounge guy though. You know what I mean? Because I try and
it's better to just get there and fly out.
Yeah, cut your time at the airport. You know.
Although the best thing about Dubai Airport, first class and business, is you can actually go into the lounge 24 hours before the flight, right?
Yeah.
And you can basically live in there. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
I have slept in Dubai Airport. They have got like these little rooms.
Yep, I have too.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they got hotels, yeah. They got that in Colombia.
They're not hotels. They're like they're just like a part of the lounge, but they have got like your private little room, and you go to sleep there.
Yeah, British. Isa's not talking about a hotel inside the room. She's talking about
It's actually
No, it was
it's a
being a personalized
pod. You get stuffed into like a cucumber, then claustrophobic.
No, it was not that. It was part of the lounge, but they have got like these individual rooms. And I just went there for like 3 hours or 4, but I really needed to sleep.
Yo, our treasury companies are getting fucking ass raped in Oklahoma right now.
Well, what other
I
opportunities are you suggesting?
Yeah, where the fuck is Jimmy, bro?
How's sweet baby Naka doing? Is it doing okay?
Bro, no, it's not doing okay. We're under $11 right now.
Just barely. It's doing fine.
It's $10.99. We're getting fucked. We're getting railroad, and then MSTR is about to fly. And, you know, David Bailey has still got $750 million locked up until August 11th.
It's coming soon.
Oh, I just need to, I want Naka to get, what did you say, we're going to get to $1,000 a share?
Yeah, minimum.
I'm gonna tweet that. American Hollow just told me Naka's going to $1,000 a share.
You're gonna go ahead and tweet it.
It'll pump it for me.
Tweet it. David Bailey will retweet that shit.
Today I'm going to be trying what many consider to be the worst alcohol in America. Today I'm going to
Oh shit, Simon Dixon has just posted a tweet saying, I joined the Bitcoin community in 2011. I still remember the Bitcoin Not Bomb segment on Let's Talk Bitcoin. Fuck Zach Shapiro and his ex-CIA team at BTC Policy Org. Fuck banks, fuck empire, fuck war.
He feels irrelevant. He feels irrelevant and
He is irrelevant.
in high school contests. You should be able to lean into that, British.
We gotta get Mohan to come back to Twitter to respond to it.
Wait, so what happens if somebody tells them that they were in earlier? Will he blow a gasket, or what will he do?
Be like, I was in 2010, and I remember when faggots like you weren't even here yet. That's what you need to say.
And we need to get Mohan to respond. And it's like, well, I remember the Bitcoin Not Bombs on Let's Talk Bitcoin, but I don't remember you in 2011, Simon. Are you sure?
That'd be funny. Mohan's not into Twitter drama though. I know. Which is smart.
John, are you
It's
okay?
actually Mohan's best take.
Only good take.
I love Simon Dixon railing against Zach. Like, trying to use Zach to regain
I like that he
relevancy.
put asterisks in his fuck too. He's too polite to write fuck.
Who is he really? I mean, I've seen him around for like 18 months.
He lost a bunch of money on Celsius is where I first heard about him.
He's an OG. He's an OG from back in the day. He's been around a long time. He's just kind of a bit of an ass clown from Bitcoin's early days.
He tried, he does have a chip on his shoulder. He tried to do something from the Isle of Man years ago. His time sucked. And he was unable to get into the crypto. It's something from the bank, or into banking, so that...
Bank of the Future.
Yeah. He did do Bank of the Future. With some deals and, unsurprisingly, pretty much all of the things he stuck his hand into was a miserable failure compared to Bitcoin. And true failure as well. Projects just failed.
I think he wrote a book in 2011 or 2012 or something that's the first to say Bitcoin was, he claims, I don't think that's, but probably.
But he was there in the early meetings back then, and he knows exactly what Bitcoin was supposed to do.
Oh, got it.
Black
He's
Rock,
like a insight. So
And how dare we support BlackRock and allow them to co-opt Bitcoin. So,
but he's our leader.
Play with him, British. You can play with this guy gingerly and just bust him. Zach already broke him. He's very fragile right now.
Becca, you can't listen to the American version of events. You gotta read the Soviet history to really understand what happened.
Yeah.
The fact that he's acting this way does let you know that Zach got to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a full 24 hours later they're posting this. That's weird.
He's been thinking about it the whole time.
He's been crafting this perfect tweet.
Yeah, Andrew's right. I mean, there are a lot of these people. Andrew knows a lot of them. I know a lot of them. Who are very early. Many of them who fucked up their Bitcoin holdings. I mean, frankly, like they should have a lot more Bitcoin than they currently do, but they were imprudent, and so they don't. And they thought that when Bitcoin finally arrived and did all the things that they said it was going to do, that they would be celebrated, and that they would be playing the role of Michael Saylor and have worldwide acclaim and all this kind of stupid shit. And they didn't realize that, like, nobody cares about them. Nobody knows who they are, nobody cares. It's just some guy from the early days. Who cares? What have you done lately? That's sort of everyone's feeling. What have you done lately, bro? Nothing? Okay.
Oh wow, Simon actually posted the full 13 minutes of Zach Irving in one part. I didn't hear that. I gotta go listen to this.
I didn't hear it either. I should go listen to it. Somebody pipe it in. JC, pipe it in. Let's listen to Zach tear apart Simon Dixon. It's on Simon Dixon's Twitter. The tweet where he says Zach Shapiro can taste this nut, Zach, or whatever it is.
he's a hero? What do you think is behind that?
First of all, I don't know what that has to do with this, and I don't know what you're talking about specifically. What statement by Trump?
So Trump came out and called Netanyahu a hero. While he visited the White House.
It has nothing to do with the conversation. We're talking about trying to decide.
Yeah, well, it's boring. Like, let's move forward.
But your commentary is about, like, what do you think of opinions somebody else said about somebody else? How is that relevant to trying to decipher a scientific or medical?
I want to understand that. I like to understand who's standing up for the Bitcoin policy. I get lots of messages there. Yeah, it's about understanding who Zach is, just like you can understand. So, do you believe there's a starvation campaign in Gaza right now, Zach?
I'm not going to get into Middle East politics.
It's not Middle Eastern politics. Is there a starvation campaign in Gaza right now? You talk about Israel. You talk about Israel, Zach, all the time. So, why do you believe there's a starvation campaign in Gaza right now?
But by starvation campaign, you mean intentional effort to starve people.
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of, but I am not an expert. I wouldn't be the one to know.
Okay, so you don't see the Holocaust that I see?
I don't think I see something I would describe as a Holocaust.
Right.
Okay.
So use line of logic, Zach. Use and weight the experts that you believe would be able to make the correct judgment on that, and then give your answer.
Based on the reporting I've heard, and I can't stress enough that I am not an expert on Middle East politics or what's happening in the Middle East. I don't speak for the Bitcoin policy.
No, it does matter, because here's why. You don't have to have an opinion on everything that happens.
But Zach talks about Israel. He does have an opinion. He does have an opinion.
I have to have an opinion on what vaccines are.
But Zach does have an opinion. He discredited. He does have an opinion on Israel.
I don't control.
Zach, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on what Israel is doing right now, and why is Trump backing it?
Why is Trump backing it? Again,
why is America paying for the highest court in the world as classified as a plausible genocide?
I will humor you and give you my personal opinion on that. I want to say I am not an expert. I do not have any inside knowledge on this, and I do not speak for BPI on this. And in fact, I disagree with people at BPI. My view on what Israel is doing is that Hamas is the bad guy in this war. I think Israel is not being careful enough not to harm civilians, but I think it is very hard not to harm civilians when Hamas is in a tunnel structure that they built that they keep their civilians out of. Right?
And you can't figure out that nobody's blowing up any tunnels when they're on tunnels, and all they've done is taken 70% of the land, and they've concentrated them in a camp right now while they're starving them and haven't let them feed for 3. You don't even follow it. You comment on Israel.
I know the stated aims of Hamas, which actually is to kill all the men, women, and children in Israel. Right? That is what they say.
That's not the definition of a genocide.
All right, let's get to something more fun.
I mean, look, those are.
I just want people to know who Zach is, and why is America? Why is America that's funding a genocide right now? Why is this a taboo topic? Why are you not outraged by what your government's doing right now? Why is it that that's a taboo topic that no one can talk about? When Zach talks about Israel, I mean, surely this is one of the most topical things that we should be talking about. There is literally a starvation campaign. If you were watching a Holocaust during World War II, would you say something about it? Knowing that the American government is paying for it right now, and Trump called Netanyahu a hero, while literally there is a starvation campaign going on right now. Why is that not a topic when you're somebody that wants to talk about Hamas and Israel, Zach?
Hey, Simon. I'm giving you my view, which is that I don't see it the same way you do. I do not see it as a genocide. I think we mean different things by genocide. Since you just said that killing all men, women, and children is not genocide in review. I'm not sure.
No, you're a lawyer. Go to the Geneva Convention definition of a genocide. There are 5 characteristics of what a genocide is, and the highest court in the world has ruled it as a plausible genocide. And you know that your government is corrupt, and you know it's connected to Jeffrey Epstein, and you know that all of this is connected right now.
That might also be.
Point taken. Let's all get back to Bitcoin meeting.
Well, let's get back to Bitcoin price. Come on, guys.
As soon as it comes to talking about the real issue and what America's funding right now, and how it connects to Jeffrey Epstein, and how it connects to everything.
I would like to ask Simon, did your government commit starvation in Ireland?
Yes, they did. And, my government is a fucking travesty in terms of its history, and they rewrote history in order to try and paper it up. And America did exactly the same as that power structure was transferred over.
It's not the same.
Okay, and I really appreciate the Irish for standing up for the genocide case and getting behind what the absolute crimes against humanity that the American government is paying for right now in Gaza. There is literally a Holocaust.
Yep. Yes, well, the starvation.
Okay, well, you're supportive of all the covert funding of terrorism and all the things that I try and help people. Yeah, because you don't know. You don't even know who funds Hamas. You don't know the subject.
Please move on. Please move on to something else.
Yeah, Joe, always move on when it comes to talking about America's role in Israel, because in the world, it is the most important topic at the moment right now. Absolute bullshit. I told you to name the time and place.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted me to organise it, then fine. But I'm talking about the sin of today, the sin of right now, the one that all Americans don't want to talk about, the absolute Holocaust and campaign of starvation. And actually, there is a company called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, that is actually funding, via America, the crimes against humanity that are being committed systemically, routing up Palestinians into a concentrated part of Palestine while Israeli IDF terrorists are shooting at them and massacring them. But your media doesn't tell you that. You don't care about that. That's the untalkable, because this is what props up the dollar. It's war, violence, death and destruction, and your media covers it up, and that's the issue. That's the issue of the world right now, and no one wants to talk about what's really happening.
About this all day long. There's spaces on Israel and Hamas all day long on here. I see you in there. Okay? So to say no one wants to talk about it, I think is a little bit of a stretch.
I'm talking about people.
Go ahead, Simon.
Why would you say nothing about that? Are you happy with your government committing a Holocaust?
A lot of things in government, but areas of
if you're not on the ground seeing what's happening, you're not an expert in it.
And I'm not an expert in it. I'm trying not to talk about things that I'm not an expert in, unless I'm asking questions to try to be more informed. Now, what I will tell you is that there are many things the United States is doing, both domestically and internationally, I do not agree with. Okay, I speak out where I can, where I think my voice matters as a subject matter expert. Other situations, I listen, and I don't just have to preach about it. Okay. Now, what I'm telling you about right here is that we have an opportunity to discuss what I think most people are in the space for, which is financial related, Bitcoin related, opportunities for people in the United States and even outside the United States. But if you want to derail this to a Hamas-Israel discussion, fine. We can do that. But
no, I just find it implausible that there is a Holocaust going on right now, and your government is the one that's the primary sponsor for it, and no one thinks that it's even worth talking about. I find that inconceivable, because everyone would have talked about
Inconceivable. And you're not on the ground. You don't know what's happening.
But I do watch every day for 650 days exactly what was happening on the ground, and listen and engage with people that are on the ground right now. Are you doing that?
This is taking a pressure. A little joint and some tea and
This is a conversation you have on another space. I'm not saying it's good or bad.
You got a 3,000 Bitcoin invader.
Somebody around that unequivocal, unconditional support for Israel, where they're committing a genocide right now, and it just upsets me, because I know so many people that are dying because of this crimes against humanity that U.S. companies are profiting
Against
from right now.
humanity.
Right. Okay.
There's a lot of people on each side.
A lot of people dying everywhere and getting killed everywhere, starving everywhere, and endless wars, just misery. That's just the state of the world.
Yeah, but who profits from all of them? Who profits from all of them?
Israel.
Who profits from all of them?
Okay, the American government profits from it. What are we supposed to do? Just bitch about it on spaces? What do you mean you want to go protest?
No, not just bitch about it from spaces. Actually follow the money.
Organize. Follow the money. Take action.
People by saying this is the best country in the world while it commits a Holocaust. and appreciate that you are the ones that can actually do something about the people that are dying right now. It's only Americans that can stop this right now. You're the only ones, and you're ignoring it like a bitch.
You said we were powerless to the overall cabal that controls the world.
You're not powerless. Control your money, understand what your government's doing, recognize what you profit from, and fight against your government because people are starving and dying for what you're profiting.
Take up arms against the United States government. I think you may have a skew.
Don't take up arms against the United States government, but share yourselves in Lockheed Martin. Share yourselves in Palantir. I heard you, Joe, while you were on a space saying anyone that talks against Palantir is an idiot conspiracy theorist. Do you know what Palantir are doing right now in Gaza? Do you know what they're doing in West Bank right now? Do you know what they are building right now? Do you understand that? And what profit? And if you're profiting from that, Joe, why don't you ask the question? Why do you try and discredit someone that wants to talk about it?
Simon. Hey. Are these Bitcoin spaces start saying we're talking about
this is what Bitcoin was created for. It was created to stand up against the banks. It was created to defund the wars. It was created for this. I know that because I was there and you weren't. I was at those original presentations. I know what we were here for. And if banks want to say, oh, you should put it in BlackRock to make BlackRock more powerful, I have a problem with that, and I would like to communicate why that might not be the best idea for humanity, while you tell me that America's the best country in the world while it's killing and bombing children and starving them.
Simply the best.
Okay, you get it all out, Simon.
That's why Bitcoin was created. And Bitcoin allows me to boycott the Federal Reserve and the financial
Really?
that own all those shares. And Bitcoin allows me to own it in self-custody and not hold it with BlackRock.
Bitcoin's boycotting this, and Bitcoin's preventing all this from happening. Then why are you concerned about BlackRock buying Bitcoin, Simon? Why do you care?
I am very concerned about BlackRock buying Bitcoin, and I spend all day.
This is really funny.
Bitcoin alone doesn't solve all the problems. That's the real answer.
I wish I could solve all the problems, but if Americans would actually be more conscious with their money and stop buying into the bullshit that your government is feeding you, that you're the greatest country in the world while blowing up children and committing genocide.
Bitcoin gives you more power. It's a freedom technology, but it does not solve all the political problems in the world.
It doesn't solve all the political problems in the world, but if you could stop profiting from genocide and understand and follow the money and stop saying you're a conspiracy theorist, because I actually just happen to notice what corporations are profiting from this genocide and what the incentives are and what the big beautiful bill does and what the CIA's role in this and what Mossad's role and why your presidents are blackmailed and what Epstein is, and you say, don't listen to him, bro, stop talking about that, bro. It's a Bitcoin conversation. We created Bitcoin in order to stop these crimes against humanity.
For folks in the audience,
Joe said that I shouldn't be talking, but it's conspiracy theories.
I'm just following.
Hey, guys.
This is always how it is.
The highest court in the world. Did you catch him saying that? He's against any and all authority, but he appeals to the highest court in the world, which is a joke anyway. And did you like how he said we created Bitcoin? I mean, there's some form of mental illness exhibited there.
He thinks he's very important.
Yeah.
He's suffering from the delusion that a lot of Bitcoiners suffer from, where they think that they're, a crucial part of Bitcoin's story. They're a freedom fighter. They're a champion. They're this. They're that. Only they get to say what happens on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's an open, permissionless global network, and so you're just another participant on the network at the end of the day.
It's probably just hard being right all the time. If you're right about Bitcoin, you just extend that to everything else.
That happens too.
Sounds like the Greta Thunberg of Bitcoin.
This is a classic libertarian trope, also. I love the Irish guy sliding in there and being like, what about your government? Like, Yeah, bro. The British government is also extremely evil. And they were involved in the Jeffrey Epstein thing too.
But that's not a good argument. Like Simon.
Well, no, he's screeching. He's screeching about the American government.
He's not screeching. We hear Americans screech about how great America is too, right? But like, he's just passionate. Like the guy had a fucking meltdown.
A little bit of screeching going on there.
There's Americans screeching in this room every day.
He's always screeching.
A lot of screeching.
For 2.5 hours. You could take his recording from 2 years ago, play it today, and no one would be able to tell the difference if it's live.
Andrew's right. Andrew's right. You could take it from 8 years ago, Andrew.
Fine, but that's not the point though. Like, you know, it is what it is. Like, he's passionate about his bullshit. Whether you think it's true or not, like, he's having a fucking mental breakdown.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just, it's cringe.
I mean, I'm sure Lee would agree with him.
I've never.
Lee does agree with him.
I've never heard British white knight for somebody. I'm just the patriotism I'm witnessing right now.
I'm not white knight at all. I just
the British brotherly love. I've never seen it before. This British kindness from British soul.
It's nice to know he's got some patriotism. Actually, I like it.
I'm not even being patriotic. I don't think that's not the case here. Like I think Simon. Like I didn't realize that he had that much of a fucking mental breakdown. Like when I was laughing at it, I was like, "This is nuts."
Yeah. I think it's nuts. I mean, like to your point, like a lot of people, myself included, have hit breaking point and like lost our shit before. And it was obvious that that's all that's happening, but I mean, it was pretty screechy. It was not somebody at their best.
Right.
No, I mean, it's not going to mock him in that moment.
I will.
Because you're American.
No, because I hate libertarians who act like this.
Yeah, I think you can take people to a breaking point.
He's a libertarian retard.
It's so
when they cross the breaking point, I think that has to be
yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, to like decimate somebody, but like it was no different to me than listening to like a Seattle communist preach about Gaza. I'm like, stop.
It's the same. It's performative. Yeah, it's performative. That's the thing about it. It's very performative. That's why he reposted the clip. He reposted the clip of himself.
You reposted these clips?
Yes.
He reposted. It's so gay.
I'm telling you, it's performative. It's virtue signaling. You know? Simon Dixon has no problem scamming people. He's a faggot. Like, fuck him. He can cry all he wants about his stupid bullshit that he pretends to care about, but it's a virtue signal to cover up the fact that he's a shitty person. So, spare me. I know who he is. I've watched him for many years. You know?
Do you think there's any truth to what he says?
What about Gaza?
Everything
I think it is a genocide.
No, I like that. It's good. It's good objective thinking. You guys know I like trolling people as well, right? But like, I stop when they get to the fucking breaking point. I don't like that. Like, I think that's sad. Sorry if that makes me a fucking faggot.
What were you saying, British?
I'm just saying, I like trolling as well, and I like taking people almost to the breaking point. But I don't like taking people past the breaking point. I don't know. Apologies.
Well,
that makes me a faggot.
Simon Dixon took himself past the breaking point. You heard it.
No, Zach. You know Zach has the ability to do this. Come on.
Bro, if you let... Listen, man, if you let yourself get that triggered off of what I heard Zach doing in there,
you don't know how long it lasted before, right?
I don't know. This is a weird take for me, British.
I know, I get it. I just don't like seeing people have fucking mental breakdowns in public. Like, I just don't think that's cool. And I also think Simon has actually helped a lot of people buy Bitcoin as well.
Simon's also a scammer, though.
Sure. So is Max Kaiser. Max had Max Coin, right?
Yeah, Simon was scamming all the way up until very recently, and I'm still not sure what he's doing.
What was he scamming?
Is he actively scamming? He was, that's how he got all involved in the Celsius shit, because he was, investing in Celsius, directing people to Celsius, telling people to go to Celsius, when it was the most obvious scam in the world. So, I mean, the fact that he fell for his own bullshit, I mean, I guess it shows that he's stupid rather than nefarious, but still, it's like...
How crazy would it be if he's lost all his Bitcoin in Celsius, and now he's picked up the Gaza Israel shit?
I bet you he's still, like, he strikes me as an OG who's done well, but not as well as he should have. Like, so he's probably, like, worth $100 million when he should be worth several $1 billion. And that's its own kind of pain,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking.
Listen, it's not fuck him or not or this or that, it's just like, it's kind of gay.
It's like if Max Kaiser was having a fucking emotional breakdown, I would also, not like to see that.
His own society is getting bent over and raped, and he cares more about Gaza.
Yeah, I agree. He's dumb.
Yeah. He's a stupid person.
He wants those people over there.
Right. He does. And they're gonna stab his granddaughter. If she doesn't wear her hijab. You know what I mean? So.
Here comes the fucking perpetrator. With a faggot PTR. We just saw what you did to Simon.
British is very...
Oh yeah, he posted stuff crying.
Yeah.
British is very butthurt about it, actually. On Simon's behalf. He's butthurt by proxy. No, British just said it was hard to listen to. Because Simon's really having a mental breakdown. Yeah, he's having an emotional breakdown.
What's weird is that clip, I listened to some of what he posted. By the way, several of his followers now tagging Nick Fuentes and Dan Bilzerian, which I'm not sure what they're going to do about it, but it was apropos of nothing. Like, we were talking about Bitcoin, and then we were talking about his wild conspiracy theories, and then he realized the conversation wasn't going in the way that he had hoped, and so then he turned to Gaza. And so most of what you're hearing, people like snickering or whatever, it's because that had zero to do with the conversation that was happening before. He just felt like that was the high ground he could stand on.
It's performative. That's what I said to British. It's performative. You can tell it's performative. That's why he reposted the clip of himself having his own mental breakdown. Because it's a performative mental breakdown.
Well, at least he left her in the beginning where Joe was saying, what does this have to do with what we were talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you get to the end, but he eventually gets kicked off the stage by one of the moderators because he devolves into just straight up, real anti-America propaganda.
No, we didn't get that far. He only we just listened to it.
He goes that far.
Yeah. But I mean, it's performative virtue signaling. Come on, is it anything other than that?
Well, the other part is this. No one for years ever poked a hole or asked him a question to clarify his position or definition. No one ever did it on Spaces because of their decorum and all that. And as soon as someone does it, you busted him. He would have melted down years ago.
Yeah, people are allowed to spew a lot of bullshit on Spaces.
Well, he's paid attention for 650 days, so, I mean, there's just too much for him to cite, so you just can't.
Oh, and then the other really painful part of this that I think is not in the clip was this started when we were talking about the general conspiracy theories before we got to Gaza.
he was going back and forth with Joe, and he was doing this thing that conspiracy people do sometimes, where like Joe would ask him to clarify his point, and then he would be like, "Have you read this 800-page PDF from Whitney Webb on blah 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 blah?" And it's like Joe would be like, "Actually, last time you mentioned that, I did read it. Have you read this other fringe thing?" It's like you can't talk about it unless you've read the full canon of. It's like the communists. It's like, if you've not read Trotsky, you can't have this conversation.
Right. Yeah, those are just moves people do when they're losing the debate. You know.
Have you not read Trotsky? What a...
I think I'd rather saw off my foot than read Trotsky.
There's no reason to read any communist.
Anyway, I think he did have a meltdown, and like when somebody here has a meltdown, it is time to not smash their face into the dirt, but that's not what I heard. What I heard was somebody work himself up into a fervor and lose control of himself.
Yes, exactly.
And, you know,
for the purposes of performative virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he reposted the clip for performative virtue signaling points. So I'm not sure why I'm supposed to feel bad for a person who's being triggered in public on their, for their own purposes.
That's a crazy clip to post yourself, you know? Like, I would probably pay to, like, not have that posted if it was me, you know? Like, my voice is breaking.
He's doing it to show what a good person is.
No, I know, you're totally right. Like, no, he did it intentionally. Like, it's, I thought
my favorite part is,
at first, but you're totally...
My favorite part really is when the Irish guy shows up and is like, "You're a British person, shut the fuck up. Like, your government starved my people." You know? I'm just like, yeah. There was no potato famine. The Brits were just stealing the food.
The WikiLeaks conversation is worth listening to.
Oh yeah, Rob was feeding me fact checks in the background. He tried to make the claim that Bitcoin was basically invented to be the currency for WikiLeaks, which is, as you might recall, inconsistent with what Satoshi thought.
It's literally the opposite of what Satoshi said when it happened.
Satoshi was pissed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you caught him in complete BS.
Yeah, but he didn't say it was created for WikiLeaks. He said when WikiLeaks came out, you know, the Bitcoiners basically supported it.
Bitcoiners, yeah, I mean, yeah, they did. That's
what
true.
it was created for.
It obviously wasn't created for that.
Yeah, the Satoshi quote is, you know, if you let it in WikiLeaks too early,
you're gonna have to find
it's like kicking the hornet's nest and going to bring a lot of
in the
attention.
real world. You can't live
Yeah,
your life
Satoshi
on
was
my
worried
life, Devin. Sorry.
that it was just not, it was not
This
time
is what I call
for that kind of behavior.
Utopian Bitcoiners.
Satoshi was being trying to be prudent.
Bitcoin,
and the community was like, "No, fuck that."
It's the exact opposite.
And obviously Satoshi doesn't have any power to stop anybody.
Yeah, that was what it proved. Satoshi said, "Hey, don't do that with your Bitcoin," and Bitcoiners said, "Go fuck yourselves."
It was actually, it was important for that reason, you know, that like nobody could, even Satoshi himself couldn't stop anybody from doing what they wanted to do. So that was an important lesson from it.
Yeah, imagine if it was ETH, and so Satoshi said that, and then just like everyone agreed. Oh, okay, yeah, Satoshi said we shouldn't support WikiLeaks. Never mind. Okay, we'll not.
Yeah, if you look at the tweets about the Satoshi quote, one of the guys that tweeted it, like, this is not Satoshi running away. This is Satoshi following protocol. It's basically like insinuating Satoshi's intelligence or something.
I do think it's interesting that British has a soft spot for this guy. I like it, actually. It shows British's patriotism.
I do too. Very interesting.
I actually don't have a soft spot for Simon. I think he's a moron. I have a soft spot for people having emotional fucking breakdowns in public.
I don't think you would if this was like an American doing this.
Yeah,
well, I've had it many times. I take people to the fucking end, and just before they get there, stop. And if they get there,
that's not a virtuous. That's not a virtuous behavior. Taking people to the
I'm not claiming to be virtuous.
It's like picking the wings off a fly.
I'm not claiming to be virtuous.
Yeah, well, so like, you know, you can split hairs over somebody's trolling style. I don't necessarily. I think you come in and you put people into moods on purpose, which is generally.
Yeah, but I don't take them like Simon is fucking.
Yeah,
right.
you can use your thing. We're just saying it's interesting that, like, given.
Sorry, I'm a faggot. I apologize.
Oh, you do. I didn't call you a faggot.
I'm gonna suck a dick now.
No, we like it. We like you being
I said I liked it. Yeah.
You should stick up for your
How do gay the Twitter to take sort of on the fly, and then British took that as a compliment and laughed. So.
I see.
I know.
That's the British I know.
I'm not,
That's the British I know.
Exactly. I'm not losing any sleep about it.
Listen.
It's sweet British. It's sweet.
Shut up, Becca.
He's got love for his countrymen.
I've got a fucking reputation to protect.
He's got love for his countrymen. I like it. Hey, you know, you guys don't know this, but British does donate all his YouTube revenue money to the SNS.
I'm just saying, that's what made me take it.
He's patriotic.
I just watched the video that said as much, and I was like, oh, he defends British people. He really loves British.
It's cute. It's a sweet part of his personality.
It is.
I know.
It is. He really loves England.
And he should.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's British.
I'm gonna get both.
I like
when
can
you feel your cheeks being.
Shut the fuck
even when
up.
I disagree.
Right now, I'm imagining British drinking his tea in the morning out of a teacup with a queen in it.
God save the Queen. Anyway, no, I like when people defend their country, defend their family, defend their religion. I like that. I like it.
I must admit, I was actually kind of proud of Zach as well.
Yeah. It's like when I talk to you as a man, I want you to tell me that your wife is the best wife, your kids are the best kids, your country is the best. I want you to be all in on your shit. You know, even if I disagree with you, I want you to be all in.
There's a spaces right now. That's what was Bitcoin, or why was Bitcoin created as Max Kaiser.
Yo, Lee, why don't you fucking stand up for your fucking Gazans, bro?
Let's go get him. Get the pitchforks.
Lee, why don't you fucking stand up for your people? Simon Dixon's your hero right now.
He was in the chat. He agrees with Simon Dixon.
He's not my hero. You guys think he's an outlier, but he's not. Like, the greater public is shifting at the beginning of the war. They were pro-Israel, but people are shifting and saying what the hell Israel's doing. But over here,
even American always against Israel.
Bro, I don't like either one of them. Has that not been clear the whole time? It should be clear. I don't have to choose. I don't have to be part of this false dichotomy where I choose either side.
He's not choosing either side. He's talking about the civilians. I'm not talking about Hamas.
Yeah, there's a genocide going on with the civilians. That should be obvious. It's not crazy to call it a genocide because it is a genocide.
Issa clearly disagrees because the Jews can do no wrong. But
Otto, genocide is the Jews' word. It's only genocide if they agree that it is.
Right, exactly. It's certainly a genocide. When you look at every building that was bombed in Gaza, it's like, was Hamas hiding in all of these buildings? Because I don't think they were, you know? Like, Israel is systematically leveling the place so that they can come in and take it over. It's very obvious what their behavior is.
Okay, let's hear your idea for prepping the place for shopping malls and hotels. You have a better idea? What I thought.
Bring in Donald Trump. He's a great real estate guy, and you can do a deal. They've already taken care of it.
It's very obvious that I'm an American xenophobe, and I only care about America. The rest of the world doesn't exist to me, except as shipping lanes for America. You know? That's who I am. That's how I believe. Everybody's like, are you pro this? Are you pro that? I'm pro America, dog. And I wish the pedophiles that ran our government would stop sending money to the pedophiles that run Israel. That's my preference. But I'm not going to get my preference now. Defend their country, defend their family, defend their religion. I like that. I like it. See, angels would like to defend the whole planet. Hodl. That's what she says.
No, he's not.
American Hodl.
Hey, my friend.
Mr. Stacks. What's up, bro?
What's up, buddy?
Let me ask you, would you say, do you think Trump is on the Epstein list?
I know this voice.
Yeah,
it's me.
remember
It's Zach
guy
Ruda.
who
I used to be,
you met him in my room.
God damn it.
Remember?
Go ahead.
Do you think
Trump is on the Epstein list?
Yeah, do you think Trump is on the Epstein list?
For sure. Like,
what about
something's up with Trump? Something's up with Trump.
What about Biden, Obama, and Clinton?
Clinton, for sure. Biden, no. And what was it, Obama? No, I don't think he's on the Epstein list, but I think Obama did all that gay shit and drowned his fucking chef.
You think Obama is gay, but not for little kids?
I think I don't know if
he's gay, but not with Epstein.
Nobody has provided any evidence that Epstein was procuring little boys. So, and I think Obama tends to be into of-age white men who smoke crack. You know?
Did he and Biden's son get together?
I had the same question. So anyway, I've answered your questions. Now, what was the point of the questions?
My bad. I want to tell you that, but now I'm in a shop, and so I can't.
It's too explicit. I understand. Yeah, no, I think, bro, that Trump's behavior around the release of the Epstein files, it's very obvious that something true about him is in those files.
I guess I'm saying if it's a big conspiracy and all the powerful people in the world are in on it, then what are we going to do about it?
We can't do anything about it. That's the point. You know?
When he said, I'm in a shop, I pictured it like a SHOPPE shop, and he's trying on fancy hats. And he needs to keep decorum. He can't talk about this stuff now. But as soon as he leaves the shop, he can.
Now that you've said that, I'm picturing the hats to be feathered, and I'm picturing the area where the shop is to be Harry Potter-esque. I don't know why I'm picturing that. Like a Diagon Alley type situation.
Many old laid brick.
Many fine feathered hats are in this shopping area.
Do you think anybody from the Palm Beach Police Department is on the Epstein list?
From the police department? No.
From the Palm Beach Police Department where they initially foiled Epstein. So that's like The Wire. Did you ever see The Wire?
Yeah.
The cops at Palm Beach, they're basically like the scrappy cops who poked a hole in the global conspiracy of the whole world.
I mean, basically, right? That seems to be as advertised. And then U.S. Attorney General Alex Acosta was told that Epstein was intelligence and to leave it alone. So that's why he got a sweetheart deal. It seems pretty much as advertised. That part of the story. I think the elites, I mean, here's the general vibe on the elites. I think that you don't get to be in the highest rungs of power unless they have a type of blackmail on you that allows them to know that you are owned and under their control. So it has to be the type of it doesn't have to be pedophilia, but I think it has to be the type of blackmail where if it was to be exposed, you would have to be imprisoned. You know? So like, them knowing you're into midget porn is good, but it's not enough, you know? Because it's like, hey, like a guy could come out and be like, what man doesn't like to watch two of-age consenting midgets go at each other in their in the comfort of his own home?
One man may have talked about it a little bit too much at this.
So anyway, that's like not enough for them, you know? Like, oh, you're secretly gay, you're into trannies secretly, you know, whatever. Like, that's not enough. It needs to be illegal. Like, it needs to be, like, immoral and illegal and shocking. And I think pedophilia kind of ticks all those boxes, and so that's why it ends up being pedophilic blackmail most of the time.
Can I tell you something else, though, that I think is weird? Is it just a coincidence that this many famous politicians and traders and judges and, like, how many people are really into underage sex? Are that many people really into it? Like, I understand the concept of, like, a 15-year-old girl, like, I get it, but, like, I actually rather would be with somebody who's, like, 25. Like, I'm not attracted to 15-year-old girls. Like,
well, I think sometimes what happens is it happens on accident. Like, I don't actually believe that, for instance, Bill Gates is into underage women. I think Bill Gates is into young, attractive women, and I think, you know, he'd
prefer to have...
And then they
surprise him, then they're like, hey, guess what? That one that you just fought was only 16.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
Okay. I think that's what happens. I think that there are a lot of guys that are... There are a lot of guys that are into the idea of a 21-year-old woman who are like, hey, you just fucked a 17-year-old woman, and we have it on tape, you know? And then you want to keep that quiet because that's very bad, you know? Like, you accidentally did a very bad thing, and you probably should have known better.
Well, why do they keep going back?
Well, then I think it's once you're compromised, you're like, fuck it. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound, you know?
Yeah, but if you were blackmailed by a guy, in this case Epstein, wouldn't you speak with your other friends and say, hey, be careful because that guy is blackmailing people?
No, that's
it
part of the...
lasted.
Nah, it's part of the blackmail is you're not allowed to speak up about it. And also,
yeah,
you don't know...
everyone. I fucked a young girl and he's trying...
Right, exactly.
No, not like that. Of course, like,
David's right.
Yeah,
no.
It's like, this guy's not to be trusted, and then they just walk away.
No, Issa, you're misunderstanding it. Part of the blackmail is they ask you for these small introductions, maybe. You know, or like you do little things for them as part of the blackmail. You don't go out of your way and do these big things, but like you just, you know, little things here and there that are asked of you, you do. That's part of the blackmail not being exposed. You're owned by another person. You're owned now as part of this blackmail operation.
So it's interesting though. Look, I don't know you that well. Issa speaks very highly of you, and the last interaction I had with you, you seemed like a very smart guy, so I definitely trust your opinion. I appreciate you sharing it with me. But you're one of the first people I've heard say definitively that you don't think Biden is on the Epstein list. So, Mr. Stacks,
Who is saying that Biden is on the Epstein list?
Well, but this is my question. If you don't think Biden was on the Epstein list, then why wasn't the Epstein list released when Biden had a hold of it?
Well, I think it's too damaging to too many high-level Democrats.
So Biden's not on the list, but other people like Chuck Schumer, perhaps, or some other
doesn't even
asshole.
know what time it is. How is he gonna fucking review?
Right. Number
we
one,
know
Biden.
Clinton, like that's just straightforward.
Yeah.
But like there could be worse evidence.
Yeah. So number one, I think Biden has dementia, serious dementia. Okay. I also think Biden is a puppet of the Democratic Party. I mean, he was put in there by the Democrats. He's a deep part of the machine. And I don't think he's that interested in exposing the machinery.
And then he's like, but the little girls, their hair smells so good.
Right, he does sniff a lot of little girls.
Blackmail they have on Biden is that he's retarded.
Well, they don't have much on Biden, I don't think, other than being a little creepy.
He literally spent his whole life doing whatever whoever it was in charge of telling him to do.
Right, Biden is a deep.
He's allowed to be in power.
Deep puppet of the establishment. Biden.
I've never heard about Biden. Where did you get this from?
Biden is creepy.
Wait, were you asking me, Isa?
Yes, you, Zach.
Well, nobody ever told me that Biden is on the list, but I just am trying to use logic, like, who is on the list, who is keeping the list suppressed. Hoddle is saying a lot of people are on the list, a lot of powerful Democrats. It doesn't matter if Biden is on the list because enough powerful people are on the list to keep it suppressed. I guess I'm just thinking, basically, if Netanyahu's on the list, and Trump is on the list, and Clinton's on the list, and if Obama was on the list, and Bill Gates was on the list, and Bezos is on the list, who the fuck is not on the list? And if every powerful person in the world is on the list, then what do we think we're going to do to topple this list? How are we not all getting whacked? How am I not getting whacked right now if we're even talking about it?
Well,
I think you're so wrong. There's zero chance Trump is on the list, like in any important way.
Well, something is going on with the list and Trump that is weird, and I can't, like, I'm willing to say he's...
info that they told him he was on the list.
I'm willing to say he might be on the list at this point, because it's very odd the way he's behaving.
I'm willing to say he might be on the list, but I'm not willing to say he's definitely on the list, and I think it's interesting that you say definitely.
What's going on with Trump that's very, that I put money on, is that he spent a lot of time talking about this list that they were going to release, and then he found out that there was no list, quote unquote list.
I mean, listen. The list is
It's very funny.
Here's the thing. Let me say it like this: the Epstein thing is such a it's becoming such a can of worms, and you can see how the sausage gets made on these conspiracies. Here's my take on the Epstein list. I think that the list is just a term we're using for evidence of elites engaging in pedophilia. That's the term we're using, is we're using the list, but what we really mean is evidence.
Yeah, good distinction.
Okay, and so, like, there is evidence, it does exist, but I'm not sure it's
It might
in
not
the
be in
hands
the
of the...
form of a list.
I also don't think the FBI has access to it.
So that's my point. Because if you look at what they've been doing with Ghislaine this week, he handed over apparently a list of 200 people that have been involved. Like, they're literally trying to manufacture the list.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then it's gonna be like, case closed. Here's the list. We've provided it, but we're never gonna get evidence of Bill Clinton fucking a child.
She makes the list, leaves Trump out, he pardons her.
That's pretty much how it goes. You're right.
Well, also there already is a Ghislaine list, which is like there is like a address book or whatever with like certain names circled and stuff like that. And so she just writes
She knows it was coming and going.
Of those names that already have, a lot of them have been redacted from other things that have been released, etc. But like, I mean, there's a list that she can just like say these are the ones that are actually the criminals.
Yeah, that was a flight log.
There's a flight log also, yeah.
They're gonna say what's gonna happen is Ghislaine's gonna get a pardon. She's not gonna mention Trump,
and they're going to sacrifice some lesser people on the list.
I don't think Trump is on it. I don't think that it's even interesting to think he is.
Did you see when Epstein is in the room and they're interrogating him?
Well, do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think, Jensen, that there's a possibility, based on Trump's statements about, this being a manufactured hoax, blah, 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 that the Dems booby-trapped the list, or like whatever they had, and they put Trump's name in there a bunch of times, knowing he wouldn't release it?
No, I think what happened is the Democrats weaponized government. They used the incredibly salacious nature of the accusations to get people to be put into prison by basically getting judges to allow them to run an operation where they got to present evidence that wasn't evidence against people like Ghislaine, and that is how they got where they got.
Yeah, I believe that.
And so we watched them do it to Trump for 4 years. Like, all you have to do is get a corrupt judge in New York, and you can run whatever kind of trial you want.
Okay, so can I be honest? I'll try to be brief. Are you familiar with the Anunnaki? The concept of the Anunnaki?
Oh my God.
We are.
Okay, so, but for me, I feel like kind of, well, just let me see here. I'm going to be brief.
All right.
I feel like saying they're all pedophiles is similar to saying, like, they're all Anunnaki lizard people. And I guess I feel like it would be more logical to conclude they're all just self-centered, manipulative, money-hungry douchebags. They're just human nature.
No, listen, I'm not saying I see what you're saying, and I'm not saying that they're all pedophiles. What I said, my claim was, they need blackmail on you before you ascend to a high rung of power. And I think it's the same way, you don't really become a cardinal in the Vatican until they know that you're gay. Because then they have something on you. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. And you're not wrong. I find your perspective very interesting, so thank you for sharing it. I don't think I know enough to say that you're wrong, but it's a very interesting perspective for sure.
Well, it's kind of like, whether it's our blackmail or Israel's blackmail or, what MI6's blackmail, like, they're all being blackmailed. They do Oppo research on literally every politician to know what their weak spots are, etc. And the intel agencies do this as well on every major politician.
I'm going to send you the link to Mike Pence's interview portal. I think you should listen to it. It's interesting.
I've listened to some of his stuff before, yeah.
Did you guys see the video where they're basically interrogating Epstein in the room, and they ask him, what relation he has with Trump? And then he pleads the 5th, 6th, 14th Amendment.
Think about it like this. Zach, let me give it to you from just like a base rationalist perspective. You're the CIA. You have to compete with the CCP. Okay? The CCP has a 100-year plan, and they have, dictatorial control over their society, and they're able to do things like from a surveillance state perspective that you're not able to do, and you're constrained in ways that they're not constrained, and they're your chief competitor. Your job is to make sure that America maintains power over China in the next 100-year timeline. Are you going to really sit there and allow new people to come in every 4 years and undo your 100-year project? No. Like, you're going to make sure that you can nudge those people and control those people in ways that are acceptable to you. It doesn't mean you completely own them, that they're a complete puppet. It just means that there are certain no-go zones for them, and you have to have some leverage on them so that you can make sure they don't go into those zones, or they don't, step over the line here or there.
Do you think we have some videos of some Chinese people with the 16-year?
Do we have those videos?
I don't know. To somebody, I guess.
I mean, yeah, we know the things that Chinese intelligence knows.
Chinese people get down like that too. That's what you're saying. The Chinese people also partake.
Yes, I think the CCP has their own method of, control that has less to do with, pedophilic blackmail and probably to do with some other type of blackmail about, being, speaking out against the party. It's a more direct form of control.
Monetary corrupt.
Yeah. It's more straight up corruption than it is over here. All right, we gotta be sneaky about it over here. Gotta hide it. Why did Jeffrey Epstein have such
to take the big bribes? You have the evidence that they've done it, and then you can always take them out if you need to.
Yeah, like why did Jeffrey Epstein have such an interest in science? He was running these like retreats for scientists and things. Like, why is Jeffrey Epstein spending time infiltrating the academic institutions as well as the political institutions? As well as institutions of celebrity. Like he's all over the map. Like he's trying to infiltrate as many areas as he can to gain control over as many levers of power as he can for whoever. He's not doing it like just because he likes to fuck young girls. He wants to bring all the homies along for the ride. That's the dumbest version of the story.
I don't know if I'm getting this mixed up with another person, but was there a woman who came out about Epstein that was talking about MK Ultra also? Like, was there a connection there, or am I getting two stories?
That sounds like some gibberish to me.
Okay.
They're completely separate things. But yeah, I mean, here's the other thing about Epstein is, I've said this before too, is that it's a dead op. So they had an op going, it died, and now what they've done is this thing. They did the same thing they did with Kennedy, where they turned it into a conspiracy sponge. So now the attention and the focus is all on Epstein and the op they were running 25 years ago. And now there's a new op that's happening, that we're all not aware of. And they would prefer our attention and our focus be directed to the dead op rather than the live op.
I think like 10 years from now, if they keep pushing like there's no list, eventually they're going to try to trigger a Mandela effect where they're like, oh, you guys just imagined Epstein. Like, it wasn't even a real person. Or
there was never even
an Epstein list. There was no island. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Jeffrey Epstein was a figment of everyone's imagination. Yeah, that'll be 100 years from now. That's what they'll say. He was just a figment of the imagination. Never even existed. Wasn't even a real person with a social.
I think the most dangerous thing about the Epstein list is that it's anti-Trump. And Trump is America's only hope right now. And I think that when we are anti-Trump, what's the current op that we're not aware of? How about 10 million illegals?
More than that, obviously.
Yeah, more than that. I don't even know. But 10 million, that's a lot. In a country of 300 million, if it's more than 10 million, then, if it's more than 10 million, I don't see how we're ever going to undo it.
300,000 missing children.
It's not going to be undone, by the way, because if you numbers, they're not even close. They would need to be deporting like 1 million people a month, or 500,000 a month.
The numbers are shit.
The numbers are extremely low.
Did you see the video of the Mexican dude that got deported, and then he was back like 8 days later? He goes to Trump Tower and gives him the finger.
Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, man. Listen. I voted for Trump too. Obviously, I'm a Trump supporter, but
you gotta vote harder, guys.
Exactly. We're not gonna be able to vote our way out of this. This is all by design. A completely separate thing. And you're at
the end of a 100-year-long like demoralization, indoctrination, brainwashing campaign that's totally completely fucked the American mind. You know? And like the only way we can get out of it is to care less about our own lives and go out there and fucking like just muck things up. But we're all living too good to do anything like that. We're too decadent. These are all diseases of despair we're suffering from. Why are the immigrants getting imported? Because nobody wants to fucking work. Everyone's fucking lazy, including myself, by the way. I'm not like saying I'm better than anybody. I'm lazy too. I'm decadent too. None of us are anywhere close to like what our grandparents were, or the generation before them. You know, like we're just complete like fucking prissy schoolboys in comparison. Our testosterone levels are like a third of what our grandfathers were.
Fuck you, I'm always at work.
Uber yourself a burrito. Get a tag for your burrito today. Deliver it to your fucking air-conditioned apartment. Watch your Netflix. And enjoy your life before, you know, it all inevitably unwinds.
Yeah, make sure you
That's all you can do.
Make sure you tip and thank your illegal, alright? Did anybody like run the numbers, like what would actually happen if all of the illegals got deported? Like how cheap or expensive would things be?
Homes would get a lot cheaper. Traffic would be a lot better. Public transit would be usable.
Homes get cheaper.
Yeah.
Is that because construction costs? There's fewer people, but the construction costs
450%.
Think about it. There's less people to take up the housing.
Yeah.
So, you know, this one of the things that's going on with like all the especially white millennials who are complaining about the cost of living is because none of them are living in starter homes in low-income neighborhoods, because those neighborhoods are now entirely full of illegals. And so they're like, you know, how are we gonna, like, we don't want to live around illegals, basically, is the thought, right? It's not a good neighborhood, air quotes. Like, if it was full of young, poor white people, they would all consider it a good neighborhood. But they don't want to live around the illegals, and so they don't get on the starter homes, they don't get on the property ladder, they don't move up and blah, 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 you know? So, like, there is a certain level of housing. It's not the kind of housing you would prefer, but that housing will be, you know, if there were magically no illegals in the country, it would be freed up, and it would be extremely affordable. Now, are the illegals going to get deported? Not really, bro.
Everyone
And the
the
problem, well, they can be if we have the political will, but we don't seem to have the political will.
Yeah, they believe Trump just was never going to happen.
Like, we can deport, we just won't, because we don't have the political will to deport.
Including myself, by the way.
Bro, when I was a freshman in high school, I took like a summer job. I don't know why the hell I did it, but it was like for picking blueberries in this farm. And there was like a bunch of, you know, like immigrants. And the whole day I only filled in like like half a bucket, not even a bucket of blueberries, half a bucket. And they're like, oh yeah, here's your $25. And I'm like, what the? Like, yeah, this sucks. But everybody else, they pick like 2-3 buckets. And I'm like, yeah, let them keep that job. I'm not coming back.
I picked more
They
than
get
that last
$75 bucks?
Something.
Did you get $75 for doing 3 buckets?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to do that job, except for illegals, right? Listen, our society is simply too decadent. That's what it is. We're like, yo, make the illegal fucking, you know, bring my burrito over here. You know? We don't go get our own burrito anymore. It's like, it's retarded. There's also this really weird discourse where like people will be like,
how are we supposed to build homes without illegals? It's like, white guys used to build all the homes, right? Like, they were better quality too. Back then.
White guys did not make the burritos originally.
That's true. Not originally. Although Spain had some influence there, so I'm taking the dub for us as well. Taking the dub here. Can't stop me. White boy summer. We on top, baby. No. It's just dumb, man. It's like, obviously white guys and black guys and shit can fucking build homes just as good as anybody else. It's just like, we're all so decadent and lazy that we're just like, why would I let other people do it? And that attitude is going to lead to the destruction of our society.
Not if Trump stops it first.
Bobby says Hada would need to mow his own lawn. It's funny you think that I have a lawn, or that it would need mowing. It's all rocks, dog. Just rocks. Live in the desert. Just rocks. Although I do have landscaping guys.
Mow your
so
rocks.
they do all that. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what the landscaping guys do. I think it's something with the flowers. I don't know. My wife takes care of all that. There's also this really weird discourse where people will be like, how are we supposed to build homes without illegals? It's like, white guys used to build all the homes, right? Bitcoin price is so boring. Every day it'd just be doing the same fucking thing. Nothing's happening.
Hey man, I've got no complaints. Worst part of my week so far is switching from 93% lean to 99% lean ground turkey. So things are pretty.
I hate that 99%.
The word.
It sticks to the pan. Fucking so dry.
These are the things you gotta do if you want to be in the top 1%. You know what I'm saying?
Blech. I hate the 99%, bro. I hate it.
I was so bad. I put so much seasoning, like an ungodly amount of seasoning, like a disgusting amount, and it didn't taste like anything.
Sounds like the ball got Jalta. They're going to meet 99% turkey. They got to have something up.
When I'm deep in a cut, this is my meal. I go fajita veggies, 99-1 ground turkey, and riced cauliflower with a shitload of hot sauce on it. And it is gross. But the whole thing is like 100 grams of protein for like 600 calories, and it has enough volume to fill you up. So it's what you got to do. But it's nasty.
Little curiosity from the courts. There's I think it was really Corey from Swan who started the whole speculation that Cantor didn't have the Bitcoin from Blockstream riding back to do its SEPO deal, that it's getting it via some sort of loan from Tether, basically, because there's 31,000 Bitcoin that are going into SEPO, and the shares of round trip back to Y that's at and back, it's Cantor, should be up. And so there's a claim on Tether's Bitcoin from Celsius's bankruptcy estate. And so they're saying, hey, this could be encumbered Bitcoin. So anyway, it's just like weak chatter right now that the Bitcoin in SEPO isn't actually unencumbered.
So that would be disastrous for Jack Mahler's thing.
Yeah, that would also be back to the Jack Mahler's thing, but I don't know.
Doesn't directly affect it, but obviously it would reflect very poorly on them.
It's bad for marketing.
Yeah, like you said you were putting in this Bitcoin, but it was encumbered Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But Corey is also saying, like, he's never heard that Blockstream had a bunch of Bitcoin or whatever, which, like, I've heard that a lot, so not sure.
Yeah, he's kind of like, wait, Blockstream doesn't have that many coins put in, but people are chatting.
What are they doing with all their mined coins?
His only explanation for that is, why did they raise money if they have all these Bitcoin? That's the only evidence that Corey has that they don't. I mean, again, obviously, but, like, we've heard it from Vic that, like, they took a lot of VC money and bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Like, I don't know what those numbers are, so I mean, it could be a lot less than the numbers of this. It would still be a lot, but. We do know they raised $75 million, though, when Bitcoin was trading at, like, 500 or whatever. Like, they certainly could have a shitload of. But yeah, I would listen to it more if it wasn't from Corey and he's, like, in active litigation with Tether and whatnot right now. I'm kind of surprised he would make, like, things against them while that's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't seem well thought out, does it?
I guess he's the one who's suing them, and it's just for show, so it doesn't really matter. He knows he's going to lose those suits anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He can't win.
Corey's kind of, I mean, for years, he kind of just, like, he's like a key man. It's like he just will go and tweet things sometimes. Kind of, it's pretty informed for him to do that.
Yeah.
He just puts out, like, wild rumors, just tweets it.
Corey is not investable, in my opinion.
Yeah, if the valuation of Swan had been public during that run-up into the NASDAQ attempt and then the fall, it would have been it would have chased quite.
Still, one of my best moves ever was turning down free advisory shares in Swan at the beginning.
I don't know, were you here earlier when Trump was saying one of his best moves ever was turning down the invite to Epstein's Island?
That is a good move. I would brag about that move too.
It's such a funny thing to add, though. It's like, oh, believe me, I was invited, but I said no. I was invited, but I said no. Lots of people in Palm Beach were.
That's a good move. I would brag about that move. You avoided a big one there.
Took my teenage daughter on Jeff's plane. That was a bit of a miss.
Yeah, I'm proud of turning that down. I hated the whole Swan thing, to be honest with you. I was trying to be chill about it, but I just found it cringe. Didn't like it. Had a million reasons. But the biggest one was just, it was a bad product. You know? Bad service, didn't work good. They prioritized in the wrong direction. Yeah.
Are they trying to do like a reverse merger? I saw like a tweet about it or something.
Yeah, they're doing a treasury company thing. River is everything Swan was pretending to be. You know, River actually built a good Bitcoin only business.
From parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney's Tweety. That's very keen.
They're literally saying the quiet part out loud, but was it ever truly quiet when you're wearing dumbass merch like this? I mean, really. Make America great again. When was America ever great? Their definition of greatness was when this country was full of white supremacists and that slavery still existed. And now we have this interesting ad with a play on words where we pass on blue genes to those genetically with blue eyes. And let me just guess that they're going to market that these jeans are made out of 100% cotton. Heaven forbid that there's any poly blend or any mixture of other fabrics, because you know we will totally wrap them all up and incinerate them like we incinerated $10 million worth of contraceptives overseas and 56,000 tons of food. But there's always an exception of the mixture of different fabrics with 100% cotton, and that's when the 100% cotton is being picked by people of color. I mean, it's no accident that Sydney Sweeney's initials are S.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
It's amazing that that's not a parody. Like, that's not a parody, right?
I don't
think so. I'd seen stuff about the claims of Hitler stuff with it, but you know what the Bible says about mixing fire?
Not allowed to do it.
Same thing as being gay. You can't do it.
Dude, you're definitely gonna have the conspiracy theorists going crazy with this one. Like, the abbreviation of her name or whatever. It's SS.
It's amazing how dumb people are.
Just made me think of something, though. Your initials, American Hodl, are AH, and you are an asshole.
Uh-oh. AH?
The initials of American Huddle are AH. I never thought about that. That's so funny. Sometimes people will abbreviate my name and call me AH. I gotta ask them to stop doing that.
Wasn't your user American Hodl 88?
No. It was 8. Just 8. Just 8.
I'm just joking.
But there were 7 other ones.
You didn't get the reference?
No, I did. I got the reference. I'm saying I'm glad it was just 8. There was only 1 8.
It's just Hitler, not Hail Hitler. He's ambivalent towards him.
What is this Bitcoin list? Am I on it?
No, you're the shadowy financier behind the scenes. No one knows about you.
Excellent. I'd like to keep it that way. If you do see me on any list, just correct it by misspelling me, okay?
We did discover that the initials of American Huddle are Nazi dog whistle. So that's not good.
AH?
That's why I've dropped it to just Huddle, you know?
Which we all know stands for Hitler on for dear life.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have to change to Hodzi now. If it
You dropped the Jewish variation of Hoddletov or whatever it was.
Hoddlestein.
Hoddlestein, yeah.
No, it's Hodzi Hoddlestein.
The Bubby.
Hodzi, baby.
I would like somebody to. Are we done talking? Well, it's Pitt, so I assume the topic is still lingering. Are we still discussing the meltdown, or have we moved on?
Nah, we moved on.
Okay, never mind then.
No, it's like, I feel like you've never taken a sales seminar before.
What about this? What if you started with a tapestry that you just kind of hung on the wall?
Great idea. Oh my God! What if we spent like $50,000 on the Hitler tapestry?
Well, Dan Pena brought it up, and that's why I like when he brought it up. Well, you got to put your cans on to hear it. Sorry. Oh shit. But this is Dan Pena, who we've had on the show before, and yeah, he. I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah. Well, that means something different to me. It means something different to guys like Hitler. Why do I have Hitler's picture behind my desk? He's arguably the best salesman that ever lived. How do you get 60, 70, 80 million people to genocide 10 million people? Either those 10 million people had to do something terrible, which wasn't the case, or you got to be a slick motherfucker. And that's what I'm saying. See? Yeah. So that's the thought behind it. Will you also start dressing like Gomez Adams?
Dan Pena's that crazy motherfucker.
I was on an interview after Ozzy died, and they said it was like from the 80s, and they're like, Ozzy, who are some of your heroes? And he goes, well, that's easy, of course. Adolf Hitler. And the woman is like, what? Ozzy, you don't mean that? He's like, yeah, I do. Because he was evil, but like charismatic. I like that. It's funny when you're a person like Ozzy Osbourne, people just let you get away with saying anything. Yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, that's Ozzy. He can just say whatever.
But that Sharon, we gotta keep her fucking mouth shut. She's off the beat.
Yeah, she was, what'd she get chicaned from The View for?
I don't remember. I think it was like a vaguely anti-Semitic thing. Maybe it was clearly anti-Semitic.
Let's look it up.
Wait, David, I didn't know Quantica put out their picture of Zach yet.
Yeah, they released it through me. So she defended Piers Morgan's racist comments about Meghan Markle. Let's see, what did Piers say?
Megan, are you talking about when they said if they wondered if the kid would be dark-skinned or not? Because that's not racist.
I'm just reading the AI description. That's why I wanted to find out. What did Piers?
No, but I remember when Markle and Harry said that their family made racist comments, they were literally asking, they were like, oh, I wonder how dark the child's skin tone will be. And if you've ever been in a mixed race relationship, that's literally, like, everyone has that question.
I still haven't found what Piers said, but she tweeted, Piers Morgan, I am with you. I stand by you. People forget that you're paid for your opinion and that you're just speaking your truth. I feel like I'm about to be put in the electric chair because I have a friend who many people think is racist, so that makes me a racist. That's what she said on...
What did he say, though?
Yeah, it's not in that article.
I can't find it either. Clearly, it can't have been that big a deal because it's not like we all walk around thinking Piers Morgan is a horrible racist. You know? Seems like some wokeness to me.
All right,
Piers Morgan says he stands by his criticism after saying he didn't believe a word Meghan said in her interview with Oprah. Meghan raised concerns about how Piers' words affect the issue of mental health, and that might due to others contemplating suicide. Because he said he didn't believe her claims that she was about to commit suicide because of the way she was treated by the royals. What did you say that was?
I don't believe that either. She's a huge narcissist.
It's just like all the follow-up stuff. It's what did he originally say? I don't care enough to look into this anymore.
Yeah, who cares?
So what's happened since? It's over 2 years ago, right? Ever since, not a single shred of evidence or name of person has ever been produced. Prince Harry writes a book of over 400 pages, never mentions this, didn't mention the racism claims, was like they never happened. He then said later, I didn't mean to say that the royal family were racist. We didn't. It was the media. Bullshit. You said that members of the royal family turned out to be King Charles and Kate Middleton, had expressed negative concern about the potential skin color of your baby, which that conversation will have never happened, and there's no evidence that it happened in the way they tried to imply. Oprah graphs them poor, and so for 2 years, the royal family have had to deal with being accused of being callous racists who don't care about a young woman's suicidal thoughts and don't care about being brazenly racist about the skin color of their child. So, Mohan, you're right. It was him saying that he didn't believe that the claims of the racist statements, which you're saying aren't even racist, ever even happened. And apparently, eventually, Harry says that he never did make that claim, right? Like, it came out in British tabloids or whatever, but it was never attributed.
It was literally, even Dave Chappelle has a few minutes on this where he was like, every single black couple wonders, like, which skin tone of the two couples the kid will be. Like, every mixed race couple is like, oh, I wonder what color the kid would be, right? Like, because you don't know.
There's a Larry David Kerr bit where he's like, there's a mixed race couple and they're pregnant, and he's like, what would your preference be? You probably want the baby to be dark. Right? Yeah. And then the guy's like, yeah, darker would be good. And then the woman's like, what the hell? And he's like, well, you probably want it to be lighter, right? And she's like, well, no. Yeah, it's like, I feel like it's fairly common.
Yeah, also, I
also live in the church.
I guess it entirely depends on the couple too, but in my experience in mixed race couples, they typically tend to want the kid to be darker than lighter, but in black couples, they want the kid to be as light as possible.
Oh, this is just like a question you bring up with every couple you come across? Like,
hey, you guys want your kid to be darker or lighter?
Here's my survey. I've been conducting this for years. You can just fill it out at your convenience.
No, I mean, talk to black couples. Ask Jimmy about it. Although he's mixed race, so you gotta talk to the black on black. But no, like almost all of my cousins and myself were all mixed race, right? So I have experience on that front. And every time I've seen like a white girl marry a darker skinned guy, she'd actually prefer the kid to be darker skin color. Mostly just from a practical standpoint of like not catching fire in the sun. It could also be that the whiteys that just want their Aryan pure blood to stain may not to share their opinion with me.
I want to be offended, but I got a low-grade sunburn yesterday because I didn't have sleeves on while I was waiting for my car to get washed. So
You got to use Jack Dorsey's app, Jalta, to be careful out there.
I did. That's right.
Wait,
Maybe lower yourself by another level then, Jalta. Sounds like you're a little bit fairer than...
Jalta, stop hiding from the sun. You got to build that resistance to sun.
I'm the fairest of them all.
Yeah, is that what she told you?
I'm actually like the tannest I ever get right now, and
you're still burnt.
I'm just a pink guy.
Do you have like any Sicilian in you, or like any non-real white, like pigment?
Sicilian?
Yes. Just any kind of like not actually white in you.
Are we having a white off?
The most non-white part about me is Ashkenazi Jewish, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
The other part is like British Irish.
Jalta.
Huh?
What percentage?
48.
Andrew's also conducting a survey.
Andrew's trying to figure out if you can get Israeli citizenship.
At 48%, he is an Israeli citizen. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why you're trying to figure it out.
No, I was just gonna. What I was thinking I might hear is like a low number, and then I would say lean into it because it's like a statistical noise. But you should take full advantage until proven otherwise.
One of my friends got his 23andMe back, and it was like 8% Ashkenazi Jewish or something, and he immediately posted the cartoon of like the Jew with the giant nose.
Jesus.
It did not go over well on Twitter, obviously.
Bro, I don't trust those things because my dad did that shit, and he had heard like something that like we had a little bit of Ashkenazi in us, so he marked the little box that said Ashkenazi, do you have Ashkenazi Jewish heritage? And he was like, yes. And then it came back like 6% Ashkenazi Jewish or something. And then I went through the same process and did not mark the box, and it came back 0. You know?
Why would you put where you think you're from on a thing that tells you where you're from?
Exactly. So like that's my point, is like I don't believe a lot of these results because
they let you identify no matter what your gene.
Yeah, it's self-reports, right? So it's like I didn't check the box, and I was just like, you tell me what my fucking DNA is, and then it came back, you're just 100% fucking Irish, you know, like British and Irish.
Can you tell it?
And I was like, okay. I tried to, you know.
You know, it'd be interesting. I want to do one of those where I take my dog's saliva and put it in the human one, and then I'll put it in the dog one and see what it tells me. I mean, it's going to come back for sure telling me I'm 100% that dog. I'm just curious what breed.
No, they'll extract the human, or technically they should say samples.
You got to be very careful not to cross-contaminate, because if there's even a little human, they'll find it.
Remember when all of those like oranges and apples came back COVID positive?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how much I believe this, 23andMe genetic testing spit in the tube shit. Like, maybe if you have your whole genome sequence and whatever, they can, it's more legit, but like, I don't know, bro.
It'd be a lot cheaper for them to just pretend to do the test and then give you results.
Well, the one model is Nebula with 100 passes. Produce terabytes of data, but it'll be as good as it gets.
I heard that's like $5,000 or something, right?
Oh, it used to be, but it's probably
less than now.
$300 to $600.
Well, yeah, listen, if you're paying $600, it's probably better than the 23andMe is like $99. You know. Because when my dad checked the Ashkenazi box, I was like, bro, I don't know where you're hearing that. I've never heard that from any of our family members. That seems like you're just making it up. And he was like, no, I heard it from like a great aunt. I was like, okay. And then I verified it myself.
I didn't realize like how few genetic disorders 23andMe actually tests for. Like, I mean, not that I thought they did everything or whatever, but it's like I think they only do like 50 or something.
They used to do a lot more, and the FDA shut them down. In the very early days of 23andMe, they did a lot, and then they were told they can't do it anymore. But if you can get your raw data and feed it into ChatGPT, I think you can do more. That's what I want to do. I want to get a whole genome sequence and then just feed it into ChatGPT, and then just do my own analysis.
There's no way you can feed that into ChatGPT. You know, the whole genome is like half a terabyte.
Right.
Yeah, apparently it's not sequencing your genome. They're just doing genotyping. They're looking for specific things. Yeah.
The genome sequence, though, is cheaper, and like you can do it now as an individual.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do you use to do that?
So Craig Ventnor was the original guy who sequenced the genome, and I think he still runs a lab in San Diego where you can get it done. And the workup at that lab is like $4 or $5 grand, I've heard. But I'm sure there are other places that do full genome sequencing for less. Like Andrew said, it was like $600. So
that's crazy. Like, do you know how hard it was to sequence like the human genome one time?
Totally. I know. But now that it's been sequenced, they've gotten it way cheaper.
I think we all went through science class like while they were still.
Yeah, so we're all anchored to it being extremely expensive.
It's going to take 11 more years, but they're finally going to sequence one genome. And then they did it like 4 years later, and so we were like, holy shit, they did it twice.
It's a strictly compute bound cost. So the cost is directly tied to the cost of compute. So it's been going down. I think it's been going down like 16x or whatever every like 5 years or something. You can get a whole genome sequencing now for like $1,500, $2,000.
Wait, so what company is? I'm still in disbelief because sequencing the whole genome is so hard.
It's not. It's called 30x whole genome sequencing, and you can get it done for like $2 grand.
30x. That's gone down even more, Mohan. I'm looking at this thing. It says Nebula Genomics offers high coverage 30x whole genome sequencing for $300.
Okay. Well, the last time I checked was like 3 years ago. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah. 300. I'm gonna get that done.
Oh wait, Huddle. The number I was quoted, they said that if you want to get whole genome sequencing, but you want a company that will use your data for anything, it's still like 5 to 10 grand. I don't think he heard me. He's on the phone.
He's already submitted his DNA. Shut up, Mohan. Oh, Mohan, you should take a look at this tweet. Simon Dixon talks about your pub.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, put it in the chat. I'll give it a listen. What did he say?
It's been in the nest. Zach and Simon Dixon got in a big fight, and then Simon was just like, I remember when Let's Talk Bitcoin talked about Bitcoin over bombs or whatever. You know, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, Bitcoin, not bombs. Cool, that's cool. I was the one who brought up Bitcoin, not bombs all the time. Alright, that's a nice little shout out.
Simon thinks that Zach is a Fed, and wants to kill all the babies in Palestine.
Look, if you're asking the person who would regularly bring up Bitcoin, not bombs on Let's Talk Bitcoin, whether or not Zach canonically espouses the values that I stood for when I talked about Bitcoin, not bombs, the answer is no. But I acknowledge and accept his existence and find him more useful than harmful, and believe that people cannot have my values and still be a contributing member of society.
Yeah, Simon's response was to re-out and cry for 13 minutes and then post it on Twitter.
Yeah, you see, Simon's a British man, which means he's basically a Karen. That's kind of just like baked into their culture. So I wouldn't necessarily. I like Simon. Clearly, Simon likes the values that I espouse on Let's Talk Bitcoin. But I also think Zach's doing an okay job.
And that's why you're not going to do well on Twitter. Just stay off it.
Yeah, then I'm just going to get canceled by Simon. You've changed. Listen, the version of you that I used to like is not the version of you now.
Swear over the log, you fucking cuck. Call Zach out.
Wow.
I just found this line from AI funny. The cost of whole genome sequencing has dropped from $3 billion to $1,000 today.
It's crazy. I guess why not? It's technically feasible. That's wild. They're still doing a bunch of guessing, right? They chop it up and they well, it probably fits together this way, but still, that's very fucking impressive. I have no idea.
I'm gonna get this done, bro. I'm doing one of these. Nebula Genomics is the cheapest one. I'm doing that one.
Do you give a shit at all about the government or the CIA having your DNA forever? Because the cheapest ones are the ones that will sell your data to fucking everyone.
I already did 23andMe, so I'm already fine.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah. So might as well go with the cheap one.
Classic sunk cost.
I mean, it's true. They already sold my data.
That's true.
It's a lot more data, though, now, Huddle. It's different data.
Yeah, they were sequencing.
Yeah, for context, 23andMe sequences like 2% of your DNA, and this will be the other 98%.
Well, there you go. They can find the exact bioweapon that'll kill me. Good for them. They'll finally figure out how to get Whitey. I'll be the first casualty.
They're going to take out the confident male voice first. Oh, fuck.
They'll be like, this guy's susceptible to pneumonia. Get quick, get pneumonia.
Do any of you have companies where you actively manage hiring decisions and whatnot, like your own personal companies?
Yeah, I have made sometimes.
I need to know if this is a fileable offense, because it's really fucking weird. So, we have this driver, and she got into an accident, a month
Lady
ago.
driver, immediate termination.
Lady driver. She got into an accident and totaled one of our freaking cars. It wasn't her fault, thankfully. She didn't get hurt, yada, yada, yada. So, fast forward several weeks, and another driver finds this weird little pouch in one of the vehicles, and it's just very strange looking, and no one's ever seen it before. They see it in one vehicle, then another one pops up in another one, and then there's a third one, and then they finally bring it to mine and my husband's attention. They're like, hey, this is fucking weird, we don't know what this is. So we have one of them open it, and it's this little satchel full of herbs and other weird shit. And we put out a message to all the staff, hey, drivers have found this in the vehicles, it's kind of weird, nobody knows what it is. Can someone fess up, whose is this and what is it? So it turns out, and we had our suspicions that it was this lady, and it turns out she approached one of her friends who is a Wiccan, which I learned recently, they do voodoo and other spiritual shit. And she said that she approached them because she had been weirded out because of the accident and whatnot, and that she just needed something for her to feel protected and safe and whatever. So she hired, I don't know how you go about this, but she hired this Wiccan to make her little, like a potion or whatever, to ward off accidents.
Oh my God.
And put them, like, and like spread them out throughout the fleet, like into several different vehicles. And I just, it just weirded everybody out. Arizona is a right to work state, and like you don't have to have a reason to fire someone.
You actually should talk to a lawyer about this, because Wiccan is, I believe, recognized as a religion and then a protected group.
Wait, this is a more important question here. If you fire her, is she gonna like Wiccan voodoo you?
How is she as an employee minus the Wiccan stuff?
She's very strange. Like, she does her job, so like she doesn't give us any trouble. She like shows up to work. The job is not difficult. We transport crew members 24/7. You know, every day of the week, all day. And like
Angels in the chat strange, or
I don't know what that reference is, but she's very odd. She's very socially awkward, and she's just very strange. But she does her job, so it's like, you know.
Courtney, from experience, I have dealt with stuff like this. From experience, just get yourself a lawyer, cover yourself, because those people try to use everything in the book. I don't. Well, you don't live in a very liberal state, but yeah, they'll use.
I mean, it's a right to work
religion,
state, so we don't have to have a reason to fire her.
Courtney, did you hire an expert to determine if it was a protection spell? Maybe she was wishing you harm.
We didn't hire a professional to counterbalance the Wiccan potion or whatever.
No, you don't know. Listen, you're saying it's a protection spell, but there may be malice here. She could have been a curse, not a blessing. You know.
Yeah.
But then there's medical issues involved, like mental illness or like behavioral. Like, there's just so much. Like, I would just get an attorney to cover you. And then there's the labor board. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to go that route. I just wanted to present this weird ass situation that we've never been in before, because it weirded me out as well. And, you know, we want all of our employees to feel safe and, you know, not exposed to other people's personal shit. And I don't think that's for the workplace. Like, keep that shit to yourself, you know?
Dude, you can't make that story up.
I can't. Like, the shit happened. Like, it's happening now. So don't fire her, get a lawyer. Got it.
I mean, let them advise them how to go about it.
Don't leave it at.
Because, you know, medical, you got HIPAA, she could say she has anxiety. I mean, there's just a whole lot. It can just get ugly.
Are you in a freedom state or a liberal state?
In a freedom state, it's a right to work. Like, you don't have to have a reason
But right
to
to work doesn't mean they can't claim that you're discriminating against them because they're.
Yeah. Well, she specifically said she does not practice this, but that when she told her friend about it, he revealed to her that he deals in this type of stuff, and that's how she came about it. Very, very strange situation.
Well, let me ask you a question. If I don't know, some Dominican were to put a bunch of crucifix on the window of every single car, would you fire them over that?
I wouldn't fire them, but we would require them to take that down.
Yeah, so why not just require her to take it down? Just be like, hey, undo all your witch stuff. It's not the place for work.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a rosary and beads and shit is different than casting spells.
Just no personal items allowed to be left in the cars. Simple.
Good talk. Thanks, guys.
Good luck. Don't get cursed.
Thanks, Dusty.
Yo, I got a guy if you need some retaliatory spells.
Oh, really?
Did you guys see when Trump was running for re-election last year? The subreddit R Witchcraft kept trying to put persons and hexes on him, and they kept, in their opinion, not sticking. And they were trying to figure out what powerful warlock or forces were at play that were not letting their spells affect Donald Trump. It's very interesting.
I mean, Trump's a known warlock.
I mean, why else do you marry an Eastern European? Melania clearly has warlock-esque powers, right?
Yeah, like Mary's like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you get into powerful positions like that without some kind of, magical classification.
I don't think anyone speaks 5 languages without tongues being one of them. Hey, as of today, we hit a zettahash per second.
Congrats!
That's
The
something.
Olympic hash is here.
What's after Zeta?
That's the end.
Exa? Hey.
No, it goes Exa then Zeta.
Okay, sure. Wait, what's after Zeta?
Where are fraternity guys at?
I heard you, and I said yes. I'm on a phone call. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Sorry, so someone was interrupting me. What's after it?
Damn, your librarian's mean, huh?
Oh, I just was eating at a Burger King, and they're like, "Hey, it's been over half an hour." And I was like, "Okay, I'll leave." And they're like, "No, like you have to leave." And I was like, "I'm literally packing up. I heard you. I agree."
King of Burgers don't take no shit.
God damn.
I would have stayed. Fuck out of here.
I would go buy a 4-piece nugget and just eat that thing for 2 hours.
I could just do that.
Wait, Burger King is telling you to leave? That's weird.
That's fine. I sat here for like an hour.
Doesn't matter.
I was just more entertained by the fact that they said, "Hey, could you go?" And then I said yes, started packing, and they're like, "No, I meant to do that." And I was like, "What the fuck else am I doing? I'm literally doing what you said."
That, sir, is why you work at Burger King.
It's a Miami thing, man. Whenever someone, gives you, an order, like a police officer or a street person, they can't communicate about it. You'd be like, "Oh, that's interesting. I'm happy to do that. Why is it happening?" They just repeat it more aggressively.
No, Dusty, do you know what it is? I think they're so accustomed to people giving them nasty sass back that they just assumed that I didn't fear them because I was being completely amenable to them. Because I'm assuming in Miami, just so many people don't speak English that they just say yes when they don't know what someone's saying. That they just assume I didn't speak English and just was agreeing with them.
The irony is, they're getting mad at you for not listening, but they're the ones not listening. It's just like every freaking time, man. It's constant.
Mohan, are you having to evacuate from somewhere?
No. I'm just dealing with jackasses.
Yeah, he's being evicted from the kingdom.
He's evacuating from a Burger King.
Just make sure you just evacuate, don't ejaculate.
Why not both? My mind is still blown. I just learned I was today years old when I learned that you could sequence the whole freaking genome in less than a day. That's insane.
Yeah, actually, Dusty, if you're thinking about it, you can do couples polygenomic screening by getting your and your significant other's DNA sequenced, and then they'll tell you what types of risks that you may want to look at when having kids.
And what do you do to change it?
If you really want to go down that route, let's say for whatever reason you have a high probability of a couple of things occurring, you can do polygenetic embryo selection. So what they'll do is you do IVFs, and then they'll harvest a dozen embryos, you fertilize them, and then they'll do the genome sequencing for all 12 of the embryos, and then choose the one that has the least likelihood of expressing those congenital disorders.
Mohan, you know about this shit. Is 100x a meaningful improvement on 30x?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Interesting. Andrew,
So
you have
the
any thoughts
reason-
about that? He's out there.
I can explain to you the reason why they do it multiple times. So
Yeah, it's for error correction. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, they claim 30x has 99.9% accuracy. They say you only need 100x if you think you have rare, mutations in your body. But it's like I don't know. Like, I don't think I have rare mutations.
Is it 3 times more to do it, or is it less? Because
it's twice as expensive.
But if they're talking 300 or 600, I say fuck it and just go for the extra.
It's about 2,000 for the 100x.
So this is my question to you is, and I don't know if you have an answer to this. What is the statistics? Like, what is that 99%? Is it there's 50,000 genes and they'll misread like 500 genes? Or is it they'll have a 99% confidence on all of your genes? So I think it's actually the latter. And it's more like on 500 of your genes out of 50,000 or whatever, it'll misread it. And that might be important or it might not.
Yeah. I think probably I'll just go with the 30x one. Because I'm not really working with a doctor or anything. I just am doing this for my own for funsies. I'm just going to feed the data into an AI. So it's like, yeah, 30x is fine. Maybe later if I have cancer, I'll sequence myself at 100x.
Huddle, are you taking that Galari test?
I don't know what Galari is.
It's a cancer screening test. It does.
Oh no. This is just 30x. This is just 30x whole genome sequencing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a much more robust version of what 23andMe is.
Oh, okay. No, there's this test that I think it's like 1,000, and it tests for, I don't know, like 100. It's quite a bit.
Dude, it's funny what like other people respond to whenever you're doing proactive healthcare. So I remember I was at this like dinner party with my family and my extended family, and my uncle by marriage, he has a friend who is in healthcare, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I don't have health insurance, so I just started doing like function health, which is blood tests, and rather than like concern or whatever, she was just like, isn't it illegal to not have health care? And I just found it fascinating that like that's what she focused on.
Right.
It's like, wait, I was talking about having a healthy 30-something-year-old male, and her first question is like, shouldn't you be wealth extracted into a system that doesn't benefit you?
I'm just gonna do the 100x one. Fuck it.
Huddle, did you see what Silva pinned on the top? Apparently Simon Dixon was invoking me to morally shame Zach as not being representative of the values of Bitcoin.
I saw that.
I find that hilarious.
There you go. Without that call station, that means we have for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That then inspired a whole video that everyone loved.
Yeah.
I'm about to throw all that out the fucking window because of Andrew and Jason.
Why? What's going on with that?
They'll text you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I get it.
I'm telling you, I have the worst friends.
It is nice. It is nice. Is that Panamera?
Yeah, GTS.
Fuck, yeah, it's nice. That's a really good everyday car.
I know. That's what everyone tells me.
I like the rims on it a lot.
Some special color or something.
The rims with that color, sexy, dude.
Oh, yeah. There's money, bro. And you know the inside, hold on, let me send you a picture, dude. The inside is like brown leather. It's like espresso brown leather.
What do these go for?
I think it's gonna end up costing me $178. Something like
that. I was gonna say.
Hey, David, how did you make that photo of Zach? Because I kind of want to make a photo of me and Zach in Bitcoin Up Bomb shirts and then retweet Reply Simon with it.
That's a sexy steer. It looks good, man.
Wow.
I say fuck it. Life short, bro. Fuck it.
You want me to message you the photo, Mo?
Yeah.
Although it is more than a Bitcoin. It's more than a Bitcoin.
Well, it's more than, it's 1 point, whatever the fuck. It's gonna cost me 178.
If you get financing on it, though, you know what I mean?
You can't do that in Dubai, but I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, how else can I get financing?
Well, you can't get financing.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out. I can't hear you.
Is it haram to finance cars or something? Yeah.
No, they just don't have a big finance culture here because most of things are in cash. So you need like to have lived here for 2 years and all this other stupid shit and whatever to get it.
We received a report of an active shooter in the Valley area, the GSR.
Oh, no.
We responded to
Another active shooter in America. What's up?
Dude, America's the size of Europe. That's like saying some idiot got shot in Ukraine. So, like, yes.
Yeah, that's what every American likes to say.
4 minutes, we had located the suspect, and an officer-involved shooting had occurred. The suspect was taken to the hospital. I don't have an update as to his status at this time, but I do know that it was an adult male that was involved. Officers then located several victims of gunshot wounds and other injured parties that they began providing first aid and medical treatment to. REMSA and fire and medical team at the GSR all assisted with providing first aid, and we have several people that have been transported to the hospital. We don't have an update yet on exact numbers of injured people, and we don't have an exact number of their condition yet, or an exact description of their conditions yet, but we will later on.
Is it Marino?
Johnny. Benny Rich.
No. Max Whitley.
I'm
No.
you know,
Hey,
it's,
with your fucking chest.
unfortunately,
Yeah, Chris, you forgot to add in that
unless,
video, lending your Bitcoin too. You can put that in.
information. Slip transfer.
I know.
I won't be able to. Otherwise.
Gold, and I have some Bitcoin, but not much.
What are they each? 10% gold?
I'm not going to describe my own exactly, but I'll say the following. If you were neutral on everything, in other words, you didn't have a point of view, and you were optimizing your portfolio for the best return to risk ratio you would have, you would have about 15% of your money in gold or Bitcoin. I mean, I'm strongly preferring gold to Bitcoin, but that's up to you. Again, I want to say, what is the issue here? The issue is the devaluation of money. Okay, so the devaluation of money, and if you have that issue and times when it occurred, which was in times of excess debt and geopolitical problems, just go back and study history, study the British pound, study or the Dutch guilder, study this. You would find that in all such periods, also like the 70s, it's an effective diversifier. So if you had no view, you would have about 15% in that portfolio as a hedge against the other. I hope that that's somewhat of a guide.
No, it's fascinating. I mean, I doubt. But
It is weird how he says gold or Bitcoin, not gold and Bitcoin, as if like he's aware of the fact that they're completely different investors. Like the kind of investor that'll take gold won't take Bitcoin, and the kind of investor that'll put money in Bitcoin just won't put money in gold. It's kind of weird. He didn't say you should put 7% in gold and 7% in Bitcoin. I'm just really interested by that either or in his head.
166 million people, and again, there are only 7 million cyclones.
Sam, you're obviously projecting. Actually,
why are you taking offense? Why are you taking offense when I say people should evacuate the West Bank?
Because
They
it's
should
crazy.
evacuate Gaza. They should evacuate
It's
Golden
obviously the action of.
Why is it offensive? I don't get it. I'm just looking out for the people in that area. In my opinion, they're under danger. Why is
It's
it?
a man that has Ephesians level.
You were in the matrix.
And trapped on the side I said it's the most. How about now?
No.
How about
you can try. You can try.
Yeah, it's Iran that had terror proxies all around Israel in a ring of fire. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Syria, the Houthis in Yemen, Hamas in Gaza. You're like projecting. You're describing what you're doing. It's not like
what did you say again about
Hold on, can I say something now?
It's a terror.
Hold on, because I know Weinstein has been trying. She's been trying to go for a while.
Hezbollah is a terror proxy of Iran. Obviously.
Go ahead, Weinstein.
No, I'm sitting here and listening to you guys. I'm not even shocked about the title. And this has been going on. The Christians have been attacked in the West Bank before 7th of October. Actually, if you go do your research and keep on reading about how many times the Christians have been attacked in the West Bank, you will be shocked, because this didn't happen after 7th of October. The Christian Palestinians have been attacked by the Israeli settlers on and on and on and on, and that's been going on and on and on before 7th of October. Why are you guys so shocked? You're sitting here questioning the Israeli government. The Israeli government doesn't clearly care. They bombed the Catholic Church a couple of days ago. Why would they care about a village and some people that got attacked? They've attacked a Greek Orthodox church 2 years ago in Gaza. They bombed a Catholic church a couple of days in Gaza. They bombed monasteries in South Lebanon as well. South Lebanon. So where's Hamas in South Lebanon? Why even a church? Why a church in South Lebanon? Go Google yourself. They bombed monasteries in South Lebanon. The churches have been attacked in South Lebanon. And this is going on and on and on. So Christians have been attacked so many times before 7th of October. So this is not something shocking or something new to us, by the way. So go do your research and go look for yourself.
Well, thank you. I'm unfamiliar with. I'm definitely not somebody. You can go next, Keegan, and then I'll let Resistance go. But no, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with all of the shit that would have happened between Christians and settlers and that kind of stuff. I'm just more like focused on, currents, what's been happening currently. So, I'll take your word for it. I'm just not, I don't know.
No, we can discuss what happened in the West Bank today. I don't mind, but I'm just saying, this is not something shocking for us that lives or are from that region. We've been knowing this and we've been saying this for years now.
And you're a Christian?
I have a parent that is a Muslim and a parent that is a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, so,
real quick thing, because I was told I could go. And here's the other thing is that last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago now, Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador for Israel, wrote a letter to Trump saying that he has major concern for Christian organizations and evangelical groups going to Israel as of right now. And he said that, and now he didn't put a travel advisory because that takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of evidence, and he rather than doing that, he had done a public call saying that American Christians should reconsider their travel to Israel, right? Which is a really interesting thing because, again, I've been told that Christians are very welcome to Israel, but our own U.S. ambassador, again, he's a Zionist, Mike Huckabee's a Zionist, is saying that Christians should reconsider going to Israel, not because of the war, not because of how they're treating Christian groups in Israel as right now.
We
treasure Christian beliefs.
All right, now it's my go. Shut your nose. No one told you to talk. No one told you to talk. Shut your nose. So once again, like I was saying, I'm glad you brought that up, Pep, because when they talk about these fake borders that they lie about, you know.
Resistance. Just let him give his brief response.
Why? That's the supremacy we're talking about. You said I was after him.
All right, you know what? Normal, you can go after resistance. Resistance is hurting to go, so go ahead.
I waited my turn like any normal person.
Yep, go ahead.
He has no problem, so he can't wait.
Okay, let's not attack each other. Just go ahead. Go ahead, resistance.
Hold on, I got it. So like I was saying, Greater Israel, which we know is in the Likud Charter and the Israeli part, they all believe in this. Bibi Netanyahu raised it up in the Senate, he showed the map. This is the funny thing, right? Those same countries that he tried to say that is surrounding Israel threat are the same one on that list that the American general said those were the 7 or 8 countries that America was going to invade on behalf of Israel. After the September 11th. This was 2 years ago these things were planned. So it's nonsense that they have these logic to say there's no such thing, we don't believe in it, but yet it's all over. The evidence is there. They are attacking the Arab Peninsula. They are trying to colonize these countries and when they say, they use this analogy, it's only 700 settlers. No, it's 7 million people in Israel with the backing of the United States Armory and the UK's Armory. Bombs, missile, planes, and other people that go over there and help fight with Israel. Number one, Americans fight in the Israeli army, and so do Europeans. So these scum liars need to just lay off the drugs and deal with reality, because everyone knows the reality. It's Israel, the terrorist group over there, backed by the UK and America.
So Israel produces almost all of its arms itself. It gets a small amount from other countries. And by the way, I wanted to point out
that is not true.
We treat hang on a second, Galilee. We treat our Christian guests with tremendous respect. There are going to be some incidents, but we are grateful for our Christian brothers, which is the reason why, for example, Huckabee in turn defends us so adamantly. And by the way, you should know, we give aid to all of the countries in that region. Obama even gave aid to the Muslim Brotherhood in the Arab Spring of 2011. So we give $1 billion a year to Egypt. We've given billions to the Palestinians. Many people don't know this. And of course, the purpose in giving this aid is to try to create peace in the region. Israel is a tiny, tiny country, the 4th tiniest in the entire Middle East. There are 22 nations in the region. Israel is at the bottom of the list in terms of size. The idea that there's some project to colonize the rest of the region is a little bit absurd. So there's no evidence for it. What Israel will do is create defensible borders against the countries that have been attacking it, such as Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, although we worked that out because we eliminated Hezbollah, which was occupying Lebanon. We got rid of this butcher named Assad in Syria who killed 650,000 Sunni Arabs. You're welcome. We killed Nasrallah, who is a terrorist. The Arabs celebrated when we killed the terrorist Nasrallah.
No, it was only
We're
Syrians.
wiping out Hezbollah. We're wiping out the Houthis.
It was actually
We're
only
wiping out
Syrians.
Hamas. We're systematically bringing peace to the region and expanding the Abraham Accords. Right now, the leaders of the Arab world, like the UAE and Bahrain and Morocco and Saudi Arabia, are united with Israel against a common enemy. Number one, the Iranian genocide regime, and number two, Muslim jihadi fundamentalism. This was bringing peace to the region. Yeah.
That was very well said. I just looked it up, and it's Mike Huckabee thing. It doesn't seem like it to be really about the Christian groups being treated badly by people on the street. It seems to be about a visa issue. But was it about Christian groups being treated badly by Israelis, or is it about a difficulty of securing the visa for these groups?
Yes, it was about Christians in the region being treated bad by Israeli Jews.
Oh, well, the articles that I said didn't mention anything about that.
No, it was a visa issue.
I think it was a visa issue. I think it was in a visa issue in the news.
That's all.
Well, hold on a second. I did read the Mike Huckabee's, at least in the Times of Israel. It did say something along the lines of, that's why I'm not the one who really brought it up. But it had something to do with when it came to evangelical, I guess missionaries or something like that. Israel was basically not really like processing their.
Right, it's a visa issue. It's a visa issue, but it's not about how the Christian groups are being treated on the ground.
No, El Normo did this to me a week ago.
What did I do to you?
Just wait, I'll tell you. You touched me in a very inappropriate way, El Normo. Okay, people.
Say it again, please. I missed that.
You interrupt me trying to make a joke. You interrupt trying to make a joke, but here's the actual thing, which is what my friend's doing now, which is that a week ago, El Normo said that Israel gave 2 million tons of aid.
Yes,
Israel facilitated the movement.
No, actually, I looked that up.
No, let me finish my point. My friend now is saying, well, this was a visa issue. They were not persecuting Christians, but rather they were making it harder for evangelical groups and Christian groups to come to Israel during this time and prolonging their visa acceptance. So you can say it's a visa issue, but they're only persecuting one group, so that becomes your persecuting.
It's not persecuting them. They just had a visa. And by the way, I checked it today. Israel is paying for that aid. We're actually
no, they're not. They're
facilitating
the
Who else does that?
For the aid.
I checked it today.
All right, well, Oliver.
Taxpayers.
All right, well,
taxpayers are feeding them.
All right, well, let's not get. I don't want to get derailed, but Oliver said he wants to speak, so go ahead.
Thank you. Norval actually did say something correct. Israel is allied with many of those groups. They did topple Assad, and these were bad things for Christians. If you look, for instance, who was protecting Christians in Iraq? Iran backed Hashd-e-Shabi. Who supported Christians in Armenia? Iran. Who supported Christians in Syria? Bashar al-Assad. Who supported Christians in Lebanon? Hezbollah and the allied groups like Sanaya and other groups associated with the Iranians. So, yes, Normal is absolutely correct. Israel did topple these organizations, and look at the groups they replaced them with. Jolani, the former head of ISIS, former leader of Al-Qaeda. Israel has been caught multiple times giving funds, aid, and weapons to Al-Qaeda. Druze in the Golan literally started attacking Israeli medical convoys because they realized all those people they were bringing into their borders were not
Druze are our allies.
They were Al-Qaeda. Shut up, Normal. It's not my fault. I listen to what your commanders actually say about your military activities, right?
Can you finish while you interrupt me?
He's not contradicting that they're your allies. I think I get what he's saying.
Exactly. The Druze realized that a lot of the medical convoys that were bringing into Israel were filled with Al-Qaeda fighters. Al-Qaeda fighters that were Can you please show some for like 10 seconds?
There is evidence. No, there is. No. That was controversial, but the ISIS-linked terrorists that I believe from Syria, and they were fighting Assad. Israel was giving some of them medical care.
Yes, Jabhat al-Nusra. Jabhat al-Nusra is literally the Syrian branch of Al-Qaeda. Anyway, the same Jabhat al-Nusra that Israel was fighting did actually happen to kill Druzes on the other side of the border in Syria, which many Israeli Druze, down to even an Israeli member of the Knesset, literally attacked Netanyahu for doing exactly this. So yes, Israel, if you are a Christian, if you are another Middle Eastern minority, is no friend of you. Why? Because they fund, abet, and destabilize regimes that protect you and enable Sunni Muslims to slaughter you willy-nilly. Right? That's why right now they're literally having negotiations with the terrorist Jolani about how they should take parts of Lebanon and basically let all of them be ruled. So,
just attacked Jolani.
Yes, whilst also negotiating that he should take Lebanese territory. Whilst also negotiating that he should take Lebanese territory. So you replace one guy who's protecting secular rights with a terrorist. That's what you guys do. And that terrorist is no longer go and destabilize the region again. Anyway, this is how you guys operate, and it is well known throughout antiquity that you guys despise Christians. We can go all the way back to the death of Christ, which your Talmud boasts about. Yes, we killed Christ on the third day. Sanhedrin 108, verse 21. Anyway, you guys were the first people in the world to massacre Christians in large scale. You can see this in the Himyarite massacre. And you guys have been massacring Christians for a long, long time. You bombed the Catholic Church in Gaza. You shot a 7-year-old Catholic girl in Gaza. You've been attacking Canada and other Christian villages for years. You besieged the Holy Sepulchre. You besieged the Church of Nativity. There is just about nothing under the sun that a Muslim has done to Christians that you have not also done. So don't come here saying that, oh, we love Christians. We know you despise Christians. Everyone knows this.
Y'all been beefing like this. Y'all been beefing harder than the block in Chicago for centuries and thousands of years.
Why do you give a fuck? Why does anybody give a fuck? There are 2.8 billion Christians in the world. There are.
Oh yeah, so we should just let a few more get slaughtered. And this is Jewish logic. And then we'll cry anti-Semitism if you criticize them.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Oliver, because we let you go. Let Sam go.
And then there's over 2 billion Muslims in the world, right? Oh, they hate us, they don't like us, blah, blah, blah. Like, why do you care if people like you or don't like you? Why do you care? Why? It doesn't matter. People like you or don't like you. As long as they aren't doing anything to you. And furthermore, there are over 13 terrorists surrounding Israel and various countries, from Egypt to Jordan to Lebanon to Syria to the West Bank to Gaza to Saudi Arabia. There are probably even more than 13. So yes, sometimes there are conflicts with the Jews in the Middle East and other people, but guess what? Apparently the entire fucking Middle East is full of terrorists.
It's just incredible to me. The Christianity predates Islam by 700 years. So the entire region was Christian. There's only a handful of Jews. All the Christians are gone in Egypt. All the Christians are gone in Syria. All the Christians are gone in Lebanon. And your problem is a handful of Jews in the fourth tiniest country in the region? I mean, make it make sense. This makes no sense to me.
Because you constantly boast about how you are allies of Christians, and yet every single action, every single action that a Muslim has ever done against a Christian, for some reason, you guys were abetting them. Go all the way back, even to the days of Muhammad. Look at who benefited from the Pact of Umar and who lost out. Look at who opened the gates of Christian cities in Spain to Muslim invaders. Look at who were evil participants in the Armenian genocide and allied with the Turks so that they could dominate that Every single fucking thing that a Muslim does to Christians, you guys are right there next to them. And yet you cry, but we're allied with Christians. All the we're allied with Christians.
He's frothing at the mouth.
He's telling the truth, actually.
Guys. There's 2 billion Arabs, there's 2 billion Christians, and a handful of Jews. The Christians have all been run out of the Middle East. We didn't do it. You helped them do it. Syria and Lebanon. What did you want to say, Edward?
Can I get in here after?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a different voice because we're going back and forth over something. So I heard the word colonizing. Can someone give me their definition of the word colonizing?
A white American or a descendant of a European immigrants. Can y'all please give the definition of?
Colonialism is the spread of industrial civilization. So all industrial civilizations throughout history have spread across the world using a process that can be known as colonialism. Colonialism is when some emissaries of some sort of established civilization travel to a new land, usually a place that is occupied by somebody else, and then they take over.
Yeah, they take over, and then they give the resources to a mother country.
Okay, hold on.
Exactly. That's actually a really good distinction, Norm. Thank you for making that distinction.
Yeah, so let me make sure I understand what you said. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I want to know, when has America colonized another nation, or when has the state of Israel or any Islamic country actually colonized another nation? Give me some examples.
Okay, so Islam starts in Saudi Arabia, around Mecca, and spreads from China all the way to the gates of Vienna. That's colonization. Taking over all of northern Africa and much of sub-Saharan Africa in the process. That's clear colonization. The most recent Muslim empire. Hang on, you asked a question.
Yo, Ed, I can't believe you asked that question, though, bro.
The most recent.
Hold on, guys. So, okay.
It won't be long. The most recent Muslim empire.
Then I can go back to Edward.
I'm going to land it. The most recent Muslim empire was the Ottoman Empire, which everybody in the Ottoman Empire paid taxes and sent their resources to what is now known as Turkey, to the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I did say Harriet, and then fatality go, and then Lonzo.